I know what you're doing, see it all too clear. It only takes a saline when I kiss away your tears. You really had me going, wishing on a star. Black holes that surround you are heavier by far. Believed in your confusion, so completely torn. Must have been that yesterday was the day that I was born. There's not much to examine, nothing left to hide. You really can't be serious if you don't ask me why. I say goodbye.
'Cause I am barely breathing and I can't find the air. Don't know who I'm kidding, imagining you care. And I can stand there waiting, fool for another day. I don't suppose it's worth the price. You're worth the price that I would pay. But I'm thinking it over and
Ooh. Whoa ha ha, whoa ha 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 ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha, wah ha ha, whoa ha ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha.
Oh, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha, whoa 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 ha, ha 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 ha. Whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, whoa ha, ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha, whoa ha ha. Whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha, whoa ha, ya ya ya.
Whoa ha ha.
Yeah.
I know what you do.
Hey everybody, welcome back from the underworld. It's Jaden XD.
That's my underworld noise.
Yeah. We are back. Happy 2023, everyone.
Oh, wait a minute, sir. I think that we have some AKAs to do because we are at the very top of very new things, and I think it would be very remiss of us to not properly introduce ourselves.
That is fair because I believe that, we're on a new networking thing. And I think it is time to introduce ourselves again.
Ladies first.
Thank you. I'm XD, aka the Chuck D of homosexuality, aka homo without a pause, aka the gay FEY, cause nigga, we all got pain, aka Fagnificent, aka Hoisha. Knowing is starting, it's me, aka Mr. Is That Your Car? SK8. AKA your auntie's favorite auntie, AKA Mr. Swing Low, no chariot, AKA the black gay mod, Lady Godiva was a freedom rider, AKA Dank Mitchell cause I stay on Saturn, AKA the black Linda Richmond, it's like butter, AKA the gay Mary Poppins because I'm practically perfect in every way, AKA Homo La Flor, Tantamor, aka Iala Fags Dead, aka Barbara Streisand. People who need people, aka 19% because every day should have at least 19% of me, aka the male Donnie McClurkin, catch it. AKA I'm every woman, it is all in me. AKA Shirley the drag queen. AKA Star because I bring me. AKA Mr. DD4L because I bring the baddest heifers on the flow. AKA Oil Tycoon True Paul Charles. And AKA Bread Quanda because if I can't reach the base, get that dick out my face.
I love that.
Yeah.
I am Jade, aka ill nigga alert, aka hey kitty nigga, I pull triggers. If you walk up on me, nigga, you gon' see. Aka I am on Jacked, aka we're all born naked and the rest is hack. Aka damn big bro, when you dropping some heat, niggas thought you was pregnant. Aka back in this bitch like a tampon. Aka what the fuck? Hold on. AKA, there's two places I'll never go with a nigga, and that's back and forth. AKA, how do you solve a problem like Jade? How do you hold a blunt clip in your hand? AKA, Big Red. AKA, me and you. Yo daddy and yo cousin too. AKA, can you take me higher? AKA, the Black Beverly Goldberg. AKA, I took your pop to the mall. AKA, Mary Jane Mommy. AKA, Jade de Todos Jades. AKA, La Señorita Problemática Favorita. AKA, Sweet J Jones. AKA, Jersula. Keep singing. AKA, the Princess of Pan-Africanism. AKA, Griselda Negra. AKA, Kathy Bakes. AKA, Big Mama Brewster Place, aka negative 19% because nobody needs any of me, aka the Black Mrs. Frizzle, aka Noah's former landlord, aka Katniss Cunt, because I am hunting these niggas, aka Carnitas Bay, aka Jadeficent, aka the Doobie Sister, aka one of Master P's 2 or 3 hoochies, aka Mother Sauce, aka DL Hughley, drag mother extraordinaire, aka Jade, huh? What it is she good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Ooh.
Ooh, it's been a while.
Since I've been high.
Held up high. Yeah, it's thank you all for welcoming us down to the Loudspeakers Network. You know.
We apologize in advance.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, when we respected Kanye and he got the Rockefeller chain, I was the last one. So
Shut the fuck up.
no, so like Through the Wire video came on YouTube and I got sad.
Yeah,
because it will never be the same.
Yeah. I get more sad for these niggas. That's who I get sad for. These niggas who keep trying to make excuses. I get sad for them.
Man, listen, we have so much to cover. We have, you know, Ding Dong, you know, The Witch is Dead. Mm-hmm. You can take that however you want to.
Yeah.
So many people died in the month we've been gone.
Oh my God, so many people.
And so many people went to jail, rightfully so.
Oh yes. So many little people.
Yeah, so many Canadians.
So many small wonders.
SMOL. Small.
Small. That's an IKEA mirror.
Yeah, little tchotchkes locked up. We have you know, new things are going. Brand new year, you know.
You called that nigga little tchotchke. He do look like something that's in your grandmother's. Foyer.
You know what he looked like? He looked like a monkey chief. You remember them back
yes, I do, and you know, he does.
Yeah, he looks like a racist toy. Oh my gosh! So I was watching. You know, I listen to Conan Needs a Friend, Conan O'Brien's podcast, and so Mila Kunis was on there, and she was talking about how, you know, she grew up like in the Soviet, and so she was talking. Yeah, and she was talking about how she was embarrassed to say this like a couple years ago to Ashton, and she was like, it's crazy how Winnie the Pooh is a Russian character, and he was like, No, it's not. She didn't realize that Russia had turned like American or Western characters and made them into like Russian. So for propaganda sake. So she thought she thought Winnie the Pooh was a completely different person or character, like because the Russian Winnie the Pooh was like brown and looked like Meatball from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Давным-давно, кажется, в прошлую пятницу, жил в одной стране медвежонок под именем Винни-Пух. А почему под именем? Потому что над его дверью была надпись «Винни-Пух», а он под ней жил.
It's such a funny story. It's on YouTube. But she was like, I had no idea. She's up here telling everybody that she thinks no, it's Russian. And she was like, Ashton was like, no.
That reminds me of our friend Whitney and our dear friend George, who. So the interesting thing about black people in America, obviously, is that most of the time we don't know where our shit leads back to. Whereas all the other black people in the world can identify culturally because they know where they came from, right? Even despite the Atlantic slave trade, I'm not saying we weren't all dropped off in different places. I'm saying if you got black people in the Netherlands, a lot of times they know that they are a Reuben or, their family is from Suriname or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, so
it's like my friends in Holland. It's the same way.
Right.
They know.
So our homeboy George grew up in the Netherlands, but he's Caribbean. And so the first time I think I played that thing for you all where he didn't know that Silk's Freak Me was done by Silk first, and that British boy band did it next. Well, we have another. He did not know that Brandy's best friend was Brandy's song because it was done by somebody in the UK. And he just learned that it was actually Brandy's song.
His whole world was just ruined. Everything's a lie.
Whitney was like, Whitney said, "What you mean? It's just, she sang this too." And he was like, "She sang this song too?" And she was like, "Nigga, this is her song. Like, who else sang this?" So he introduces us to these UK groups we ain't never know existed that apparently all through the 90s and early aughts were fucking remaking 90s R&B songs.
I had no clue. Was it like for karaoke purposes?
No, I think this was for recording purposes to release on European radio.
You know what? They did do that a lot. Like, I think about like S Club 7 and shit like that back in the days. Like, they used to do like real Euro shit in the gay clubs. It'd be like, girl, this is Stevie Wonder. So, like,
this is Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
That's like I just learned some white girl redid Barry White's Can't Get Enough of Your Love. But who did that? I don't know. Somebody told me.
Some like the white influencer. Woo. The white influencer girls, like, and those little TikTok songs. There's this little like indie white girl. She remade "What You Won't Do for Love" by Billy Caldwell or Bobby Caldwell. And it's like a guitar, and she's singing like that indie way where they don't say way, they say way, and gotta look away.
Wait, I'm about to tell Whitney to send me the link.
Wow.
Send me that best friend link. The European one. Oh my God. I'm in the store with Noah and they played, what store were we in? Oh, we was in Buffalo Exchange and they played Tattoo. Remember Tattoo?
All the things she said.
And they start, and all of a sudden, this little nigga, I look down, this little nigga, all the things you said, Fred. I said, how the fuck do you know this? These children are obsessed with the 90s. All of them.
Yeah. I mean, They all dress like Punky Brewster and Ting.
I know grown people who dress like that.
Yeah. You do know they rebooted that?
With who?
Everybody. Except for the old man, obviously, and the dog.
Stop. Don't obviously.
But
wait.
it's her, it's Soleil Moon Frye, Cherry. They found Cherry, and they added Freddie Prinze Jr.
When did they do that? Why did they do that? How old is she supposed to be?
Oh no, she's grown. She's an adult, and she's divorced. It's a very adult show.
Is she an artist?
No, like Soleil Moon, like she's like punky, but she's grown and divorced from Freddie Prinze Jr. and they're trying to co-parent, and they take in a little orphan child or foster child.
Stop! Shut the fuck.
Sorry, a foster child. I did not mean that. I've been listening to way too much Jim Cornette. So that's what we give here, y'all.
Somebody said they're gonna have to censor. I was like, the fuck? Who said that?
They knew what they was getting.
Who the fuck said that, nigga? We didn't go in with stipulations. We said, come as you are.
Okay.
I don't like that. What did it come? What does it come with? Sorry.
What was I talking about?
Punky Brewster reboot.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Peacock.
Is it good? Hold on.
I saw an episode.
Hello?
Or okay.
Oh, coming. Thank you. My lunch is here.
Oh, okay.
Un momento.
Keep it on.
Okay.
Keep everything on.
Okay. Ooh. All the things you said. All the things you said. Running through my head. Running through my head. All the things you said. Remember when people was big mad about that video?
Yeah.
All the things you said. All the things you said. Running through my head. Running through my head. Running through my head. All the things you said. All the things you said. Running through my head. Running through my head. All the things you said.
That man's name was Patsy. I didn't. That's not what I was. That's not who I was expecting at all.
I was thinking on the internet. I got locked out of Twitter for a whole week. But anywho,
What's it? You be having stuff going.
No, because the new Avatar movie came out, and Mark was talking about like, I'm gonna watch.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. So Mark was like, I'm gonna watch the old one before I watch the new one. My response to him was, "You're better off taking acid." And then all of a sudden,
oh, you told me.
I got blocked for a whole week, nigga. Week.
Because they said you were promoting drug usage?
I guess. Or harassment. Like, people need to mind their beeswax.
Yeah.
And Twitter is hanging on by a thread anyway. I don't.
I'm surprised it's still here, honestly. It's like a spirit Halloween.
Too. Yeah. We have so much to catch up on and to talk to you about because today it's going to be a long episode. It's not a gumbo. Oh, I guess this year we're going to read our description box wherever we're listening. I'm forcing everybody to do it, so I'm going to put something in there that may or may not benefit you. You might get a free link to a code to a sweatshirt. You might get something else access or whatever. But the goal for you all is to take personal responsibility in your own journey in the JXD universe. So, we're going to walk as a church down to the description box wherever you're listening and click links.
Them niggas said the fuck we are.
Yeah. Because I'm not going back and forth like you said in your intro. I'm not going back and forth, but the information is there.
Two places I would never go with a nigga, back and forth.
Right. Let's pay some bills first, and then we will go into how is your month and all that good stuff. Because we don't know how to do our jobs because we've been off for a long time. So, anywho, we thank you for sticking around and listening for all these years and weeks and months and days. Shout out to all you new listeners. We are here every week, and we thank you for listening every Friday. We're available anywhere you get your podcasts, some SoundCloud hopefully soon. Also, shout out to Loudspeakers, the new network that we're on. And yay. However, if you want true mess and real debauchery,
Oh my God, chaos and negativity, demon time.
we low-key just said fuck the 99 tier and just just spilled it. So if you want mess, go down to Patreon. It's $9.99. It's not $5 and it's not $7. It's not $1. It's $9.99. You go in there and you get access to everything. And I tell you, it's a lot of stuff. You have years and years and years to catch up on with stuff. Recaps. And keep in mind, the recaps, even if you don't watch the show, we talk shit in between. So it's like a mini episode within an episode. And reactions and, you know, a whole bunch of other things. Ranting and raving. We do politics on there sometimes because that shit last week, we should have talked about that, where we didn't have a government for like... Anywho.
It's a rap, nigga.
A lot of shit goes down over there on Patreon, so sign up. And we're also on the Tube of You. So go down to youtube.com/JadenXD, where we have, you know, our, you know, exclusive stuff, previews of what's on Patreon and other activities that we do. Please shop our sponsors and click the description box wherever you're listening and click on the Linktree link, because you can find anything and everything that we do. There's ad stuff. They'd be like, hey, they were talking about Tushy, and I don't know where I can get that code. Well, my damies, it's in the description box wherever you're listening. You know?
Oh, the Discord.
Oh, we have a Discord now. Now there's this little Ewok-looking person who spammed both ours and the Friend Zone's Discord. However, join our Discord. It's fun. I up the security. There's more moderates. Yeah, I did. It's some bot. You know, nothing like something you could attach to like one person.
Motherfucker.
But yeah, security's there. We have moderators in there now, and when I tell you, our Discord be popping. It's where they go where they can't say what they want to say on Twitter, and they have more scruples to be on than to be on Lipstick Alley. So they come to the Discord.
I like that.
Yeah, you know, it's fine. It's a safe space. Oh, it's safer than this show.
Most places are.
Yeah. Anything else? I do want to give a shout out, though, to Dr. John Paul.
Yes, always.
Dr. John Paul got an award for a script that they wrote and is getting produced called Something Unholy. I know that Dr. John Paul is really good at writing horror, which is something that the Black queer community needs, and not some, you know, let me not get on that high horse, but yes, you could use that. But, you know, yeah, shout out to them, and also listen to the, you know, Black Fat and Femme podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. John Paul. I love.
Dr. John and Joho, and, you know, produced by Chris Rogers. So.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. iHeart exclusive. But, anywho, let's take a break and talk shit about what happened and how I had to escape from Witch Mountain and all that jazz. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? To me, you are of dream. You are of suffering. You are of tears and prayers. For you are hope.
Guess who's black in the house?
Big back dick in your mouth. Sorry.
And we're back like crack.
Did you notice that Milk Bar changed the name of that crack pie and that crack cookie?
Yeah, because black people bullied them in 2016.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I went on the thing and I was like, oh, what happened to their little crack pie? Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, listen, niggas put on their blue vest and was like, you have to change this, and so they got in line.
I don't want no little skinny lady making nothing called crack pie either. So good for you all. Good work, niggas.
Yeah, like, and I gotta be honest, it's not that great.
No, it's not.
They have better confections and things there.
It's like a buttermilk sweet bomb in your mouth.
It's so much sugar.
Yeah.
It's like the pecan. It's like the filling in the pecan pie without a pecan.
Yes. Yeah, with like buttermilk and like sugar. And that's it.
Did you ever? And you know she made that pie by mistake.
Oh,
Like,
really?
She yeah, because there was a point where I was into Christina Tashi, not because I find she's interesting. It's because she was a judge on MasterChef Junior.
Okay.
And so I needed to understand who she was. And I was like, oh, I go to Milk, but I don't know who the fuck she is. So, okay, fine. So she has an episode of Chef's Table on Netflix. And she was talking about how she, her story is really like Eat, Pray, Love type shit. But anyway, she was in the back making dinner for the crew or whatever before service. And she didn't have anything in the refrigerator. So she whipped up this rando pie. And everybody was like, oh, this is fabulous. And so therefore, that's how we got crack pie.
So
The nigga from Momofuku, the Asian guy who now cooks shit in the microwave on TikTok. Talk about a fall from grace.
wait, why though?
You know, I don't know. Maybe you can help me understand as a chef person, you know. I guess because he has this iconic restaurant or whatever, and now he's just stripping back to the basics. And now he's like on TikTok, you know, this is what I cook for my kids, and he just like put some shit in the microwave.
Wait, doesn't he sell like noodles and shit now?
Danny, yeah, they have Momofuku stuff now. Products.
Wait, why
like
is it a
shit.
fall from grace though? I feel like
No, my point is like, he was like this thing, but he's also doing shit in the microwave on TikTok.
yeah, because that nigga's making money to do nothing. He's like, what? I don't have to do court-style dinners for you motherfuckers. I can put shit on the internet. Sign me the fuck up. Nigga, I will make lean cuisine, Jade Cuisines, freezer now found in your local Wegmans. Like, I can't fucking wait, nigga. I can't wait to feed y'all niggas from the freezer.
Oh my god. Anywho, but yeah, that's how she made the crack pie, and then you know blacks bullied her, or she felt guilty or something, and they changed it from crack pie. I don't even know if they sell it still, or what do they call it now?
The milk bar pie.
Oh, that's whack. They could.
Exactly. That's what I saw it. I was like, that's what you changed the name to?
Yeah, like that's super whack.
Why didn't you change it to meth pie?
Yeah,
That's white people. That's white people
Opioid
crack.
pie.
Black people don't care if you change that to meth pie.
Yeah, call it meth pie. It'll blow up your face. Ha! Anywho, how was your month, Jade?
Sickly. God damn it. These niggas were sick they were sick through Christmas. So yeah, it was uneventful, which was nice. It was actually much needed. I told you I watched a lot of TV and holiday movies and like just kind of set my ass down for a second, and it was nice. I needed to do that. Had nice quiet holidays this year because nobody could come over because contagion. And I think it was exactly what we needed. You know, it was kind of a wonky ass year. You know, 2022 was a little like loopy. It's like that one cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what's wrong, but but it's something. That was 2022. So I think it was nice for people to be able to have some quiet time. It felt like that was kind of a theme when I spoke to a few people. So yeah, it was cool. Last month was cool. Noah called us old. Like old as fuck. I took her to do mosaic tile making, a little arts and crafts spot that is soon going to become black owned. So when it does, I'm shouting it out because I met the young lady who's taking it over, and I said the minute you do, we're gonna shout them out and support the hell out of you. But as of right now, while it is not, yeah. How was your last month?
Ooh, child, we had a time last month.
Yeah.
Told y'all I got sick over down at Jock Night over on Patreon. Go to that story. But no, my month was cool. I saw my mother. We went to her house for the holidays. Everybody was cool. Everybody that was supposed to be there was there. I cooked the dinner all by myself.
You told me.
It was delicious. My mother was like calling me days after, like, those greens was amazing. I was like, you know, proud of me. Go me.
Go you.
But let me tell you a story about how I was one of the people who got caught up in the Southwest scandal. And how I may be underwater by the end of this episode. So, supposed to leave on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
The flight was later in the evening. However, I wasn't really paying attention to news and shit on during the holiday. Like, I was so disconnected. I was watching like lesbian content on YouTube.
Yeah, you was. Yeah.
So wasn't paying attention. So all of a sudden, we happened to be in the hotel room, and Chris was like, "Yo, this Southwest shit is a little, you know. I know we're not going Monday because, you know, who travels the day after Christmas, but like, you know, are you sure?" I'm like, "I don't know, whatever." Then my mother calls and she's like, "You know, y'all gonna be all right?" I'm like, "I guess, whatever." 6 o'clock Tuesday morning. Mind you, our flight isn't until like later on in the evening, like 5. I happen to check that app. Canceled.
Everything.
And I was like, is it because of the rain? Because it's been like storming in California since the end of Christmas and has not let up.
Is that because weren't you all in a drought before that though?
Yeah, but it's like some weird weather phenomena that's happening.
Okay.
So we're like, what do we do? You know, okay, we'll see. Are we going to be here another day? You know, okay, we can stay at my mother's house. Not a big deal. We look on the news, and I'm trying to rebook the shit on the app. No, nothing. And then when I finally realized that when I got to who I needed to talk to, I couldn't even talk to them. Why? Because I had booked my flight apparently through another third-party app.
What I tell you about them third parties?
But Jade, I didn't. I went through Southwest family thing.
Oh.
Southwest has their own thing.
Wow. Wait,
you know when you go on an app like JetBlue, you could book like the fare, the trip, you know, the air.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Everything was through Southwest. So why is it a thing? No, it's through TripAdvisor. So why would you make this Southwest vacations and it's not Southwest?
Okay. Yeah.
So, Chris Rogers had to work back in LA. I was not about to be in Sacramento for however long because we didn't know, because we kept watching the news and it was like progressively getting worse. And mind you, it's early in the morning because, we get up, just to remind ourselves we're still free.
Yeah.
And so Chris was like, look, bro, we could drive home. It's going to be a little while, we just extend the rental car. It's early enough now. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. By the time this ordeal, it was like an hour or so.
Okay.
Actually, it was like 5. It's like earlier than this, but it was super early in the morning. I remember getting on the road by like 7 or so.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, we wait around. We figure out we extend the car. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we're about to leave, the power goes out in the hotel.
Stop. What the fuck?
And all of a sudden, the power comes back on. We're just like, oh, time to go.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, we're on the 12th floor of the hotel. Now, I was like, girl, I know the power went out, but I am, 2023 is new year, new me. I'll get in shape then. But as of right now, I'm not taking the stairs all the way down. But he was like, the power just went out, but the generator is on now. So I'm assuming it's fine. People got to be in here, whatever. I'm being ornery. Get on the elevator, go downstairs and check out. He was like, oh, yeah, our system went down. We don't know when it'll be back up. I'm like, it is a sign to get the hell out of here. Mm-hmm. Now, I showed Jay the type of car that we had. It was not a travel 300 miles across through state and mountains. It is a city vehicle.
It's from running from hither to thither. That's all.
It is, yes. It is.
It's for a little ripping and running.
It's for where you get from Bed-Stuy to IKEA, maybe, and back.
Exactly.
And you drop it off somewhere. What are
exactly.
those? Like a car to
like
go
a smart car.
Situation. Yeah. At least that little Nissan Kicks made it all the way. And mind you, it poured the entire way.
She kicked.
Yes, she did.
She kicked.
A little kick and go. She kicked. And mind you, like I said, it poured the entire time. Like no let up, just rain.
For 7
and
hours.
I feel like for like almost 7, yeah, we made it in like 6.5. But yeah. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have any traffic, even with all the rain. There was no traffic until we got to Los Angeles.
Of course. Of course. That is, I'm glad you all made it safely, nigga.
But yeah, we survived.
You survived. You're a survivor. Okay, well, we have a lot to discuss, actually. So I think that we need to take a break. Because when we come back, it's a Love After Lockup extravaganza, niggas! 4 episodes, and we will resume our usual Love After Lockup recaps on Patreon after this extravaganza. So make sure you check into the Patreon. But this week we covering the first 4. Since y'all thought we was gone and we wasn't gonna get to it. Oh, we was getting to it, nigga.
Oh, we have so much to discuss.
So much to talk about. So hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
When you died, who's ever left will retrieve you in a body bag. It went on. To tell it all, I would be here a very long time. There's a word called solitary. And I knew it well.
And we're back. So love after lockup. I do want to talk about love during lockup because we missed it before. I just want to give a real brief recap, right?
I'm going to take a nap.
So Ty and Hottie, right? She prayed with her friend in the rain for her husband in the cemetery. And she got a new nigga that's free. The high school lady, Arrested Development, she went back. Oh, that was juicy, though. Her daddy and his mama got into it over the phone.
Oh.
It was kind of funny. Lotto, Wyatt, and Noriega, we about to talk about them in a second. Chelsea and Mikey, they finally met. Apparently, Mikey's hard of hearing, too.
Oh.
So that was interesting. Dowry and Emily, Latino girl from Shrill. No.
And Elmo. No, nobody give a fuck.
Jessica with the friend kid, she said, fuck it. She moved to Tennessee anyway, and her nigga is about to get more time, and she still moved anyway and left her kid back in Florida.
What a terrible mother.
And the weird nigga, he turned 30, and his mother still called him weird. Now,
wonderful.
Now we're at Love After Lockup. We're a real show.
Yeah, a show.
Who do you want to start with?
Oh, well, God, there's so much. First and foremost, before we even get to Love After Lockup, I just want to say that All Blick is really coming through with the content. They have a new show with Big Daddy Kane and MC Light.
I told you about that.
I forgot. Also, some sort of show where Vanessa Bell Calloway is a witch. I don't know.
Yeah, The Witcher. Yeah.
I was
All Black is doing the work.
Yo, All Black is really doing the motherfucking work.
Holla at us.
Yeah, we have a show to pitch.
Yeah. Holler at us. So we're
So let's start with
You want to start with somebody we're familiar with first?
You know what? No, I want to get juicy first, actually. I know we always save the best for last, and we can save some good ones. There's so much here.
Yeah.
That I would like to start out with Derek, a.k.a. Mouse Jones, and Monique.
Oh, yeah. Mouse and Monique. I'm only calling Monique by
I'm only calling Monique. Why are we the same? Because I have...
Because I'm not going to tell you what I called her before.
I bet you... I'm going to text it to you.
Me too.
Wait, no. Well, I can't get these nails. I can't type.
It's not being phobic.
No, I know. Same.
It's not for y'all need. It's talking shit about somebody else.
You saw what I... Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no. Was it... Yeah, it was. Was it... Yeah, it was. It was from there, right?
With the
I am not trying to get canceled on the motherfucking first episode.
me either. We just gonna skip right along. and
Her name's
call
Monique.
Yep.
Everybody was
Now.
getting phobic in this episode, though, but we'll get to that.
Are we going by episode by episode?
No,
or
we are going couple by couple. No.
Okay. Alrighty. Oh.
So first and foremost, before Mouse is gonna hate us for this. Mouse, he looks like you.
Yeah.
He looked like light-skinned, very small Mouse Jones. And before him, his name is Derek. Monique has never spent more than 2 days with a man because she said they end up getting on her nerves.
And as time progresses, I can see why no, girl, you get on their nerves.
You get on their
because
nerves.
You are worse.
She's insufferable, honestly. There's a lot of insufferable... Well, there's two.
There's a lot of people on here that I'm mad that I like because who I
know.
thought would
I know.
like Lotto Wyatt. I'm so team her. But anyway,
Because, baby... So anyway, I'm team them. Honestly, I'm being real honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Usually I'd be scoffing and laughing. I say, no, I'm team y'all. But
yeah. Yeah.
So, back
but
to
Monique,
yes.
our girl from Chicago, she said she's a hump and dump type, and she finally want to experience love.
Yeah. He's been in prison for the past 10 years since he was 19, and they've been together for 2.5 years, and met on a Facebook inmate pen pal group.
She slid into the JPay, and it was love at first, angled pic.
Yeah. No.
That is very important to note, Jade.
No, it is.
Out in the show.
Okay.
I'll say it. You got a woman's brand. It's fine.
Thank you. Where's Dustin? Let me let him do the dirty work.
Monique is a woman of a particular carriage, right? And so,
which is not the problem.
Size. Yeah, and it's not the problem. The problem is she has not let Derek Mouse Jones know that. He's aware that she's plus size, but not to what she truly is, right? She might have a little fib. She does the angles. I also thought it was genius how they send pussy pics to prison. That's genius. So
I think I missed that. How do they send pussy pics to prison?
So what she'll do is she'll take a screen cap of the gallery in the phone, but like the main picture will be, up close, scrunching the titties together. But the smaller pic at the bottom will be the pussy pic.
Oh, so it's like a grid.
So you gotta zoom.
Wow. Wait, but how do they zoom? Wait, hold on.
No, how look upon your phone, Jay, and go to the photo app.
Okay.
And then click on a random picture.
Okay.
Mine has this meme of Kaylin Allen on it, right?
Okay.
So what they'll do, they'll have a little picture like this on the main, and then on the little gallery in the bottom will be, coochie pics.
Oh! I missed that.
Yeah.
Innovation.
That's genius.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so she meets her friends over at Kitchen and Cocktails.
Sounds like a podcast.
It does, and it had a K. And I felt like it was the place where they was twerking on the tables, and that man came in with that little turtleneck, but that wasn't it. That was Dallas.
He was so mad.
Oh, he was upset.
Get them niggas out of here.
Listen, please don't pussy pop on my Benedict. But also,
I felt him though. But
fucking fun killer. You don't have to talk to them like that either.
That's
true. And these are the
That's
bitches who's patronizing your spot. So I guess pussy pop on the eggs, nigga. You know what you get yourself into. Anyway.
I guess.
A Texas restaurant owner is responding after video of him yelling at customers went viral.
All this twerking, take it to Prime, take it to Pink. Don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. If you want to do it, get the f*** out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture.
I'm just not going there. But anyway, so she meets her people down at the Kitchen and Cocktails. And, she's telling them he's about to get out and all that. And her friends are asking the hard-hitting questions.
Hater bitches. Hater. Yes, they asked the hard-hitting questions, but they too were hater bitches. And I hated the fact she has nobody on her side except for her sister Claritra.
I don't know what her name was, but I know her sister really gets to the work, okay? Like, no bullshit. She really...
Chicago. Listen, Chicagoans are very aggressive
She gets
people.
to the root. She's like, okay, so right now the energy is awkward, and I just want to know what the fuck the problem is. Like, I was like, yo, Moon, are you a Virgo? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
But you know what I did? Okay, I also wondered, listen, I know that we have to tread lightly with certain things because we don't want to be offensive. And then also sometimes things are things. And I wonder if all of your friends are asking you these specific questions, if perhaps maybe this is a situation that's happened before.
I agree because I'm interested in why she's so like, I'm not really into love like that. You know, she said that very much in the beginning. And I'm like, is it because of a certain thing that happened where somebody like played you and now you're just like, you know, F love.
Right.
And, you know, so I'm interested in all that good stuff. So, you know, she goes to... This is also a thing about niggas. Niggas love a project, which is so weird because they don't raise their children.
I know.
So,
I know. Y'all want a hobby.
Now, there are some that do. I get it. Whatever.
We're not talking
but,
to
you know,
y'all.
large.
We're talking to the niggas who
Right.
don't. What?
Right. That's like that meme. Niggas will raise a pit bull, but they sure won't else raise their kids. But the point is, he knows that, like I said, he knows that she's plus size, and he wants to, you know, like her to be fit. He wants to take her to the gym, and because you know all niggas think they, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger and fitness gurus.
Child. Okay.
And so, you know, she goes to the doctor, you know, to get. I guess she goes to see a nutritionist. Because
Yes.
I thought she was going to get weight loss surgery.
She's going to see a nutritionist so she could do it the healthy way, but she also, because she was recently diagnosed with diabetes and sleep apnea. So she just needs to get her health. She needs to get her health in order to make sure that side of it is good. So I don't know if it's necessarily about the weight loss, is more so it is about getting her health together.
Now, I did forget that she had lost a child 3 days after the child was born. And so she was very severely depressed after that. And she said she gained like 150 pounds.
Yes.
So again, natural, understandable.
Absolutely.
These things happen.
And then the pandemic hit. So,
and then the pandemic hit, yeah.
And she was depressed and inside. And listen, we're all humans and shit happens. But this nigga, in true nigga fashion, wants to be apart from prison. So he says, keep me on the phone at the appointment so I can pretend that I'm there.
He asking all sorts of questions, nigga questions, and hey, so can she drink?
Wait, but I died because, first of all, Coach Carla, okay, shout out to her. I love black women because when Monique said, I got my boyfriend here on the phone, he's in prison, but he wants to pretend like he's at the appointment. Coach Carla said, okay. She took that good pregnant pause. And then she said, all right, so listen, this is what it's like. And start talking.
She had the process.
She did real fast.
She said, So, you know, it's getting close. And what I like about this particular iteration is that we get to see them. It's getting closer and closer to their release. So, you know, he traced his dick on a piece of paper and mailed it to her. And she was all wet and open. And all of a sudden, her sister comes over and she's like, help me put this in the trunk. Mama got like, she bought out Best Buy or something.
Baby.
She bought every Ring camera that there was that Amazon had to buy. And she's going to sneak and then install them in his grandmama house. Because but she got trust issues. Now, I was like...
The way them things was boxed up, she got a friend in loss prevention, and that's all I'm going to say. But anyway...
Oh yeah, I didn't think she got them for real from Best Buy. They were clearly she might have gotten them from Ross.
Child, the way that looked, I said this. She bought those in the parking lot somewhere,
or Old Vera Street where we went. Over here, don't over here. Nothing wrong with it. Just saying. And where are you going to sneak to, miss? Because black women always know when there's somebody in their house and moving something.
How the fuck you gonna install cameras in the crib?
I know Nana don't have Wi-Fi.
How you gonna? Where you gonna plug them in? What happens when somebody needs the outlet? Because if they're battery operated, they're gonna die. You know, just gonna go in and
always need an outlet. I hope you bought a strip.
Right. I had so many questions, but this bitch legitimately bought surveillance cameras for his grandmother's house and intends on sneaking them in. As we get further into the episode, this absolutely makes sense for her.
So they're on their way down to Ohio from Chicago to go get him. And you know, he on the phone, and her sister's driving, and they get into it because he got a little mouth on him, and she's kind of like, you know, nigga, relax. This is my sister, and I need to, you know, I don't know.
And she
you.
don't be with the bullshit at all.
No, not at all. However, her sister felt away though, because, and in my notes I said she ain't buy auntie's baby nothing. So they pulling out.
Not a G.I. Joe bitch, a little Lego set.
No.
Like,
I'm like, she ain't buy auntie's baby
she
nothing.
said, Auntie's been busy. Auntie's been big spending.
Yes, she says she has spent about $10K on him. She bought him some Amari jeans, which I didn't even think niggas still wore.
Me?
Them $1,100 jeans.
Why?
$700
But anyway.
joggers.
Yep.
All that.
Gucci.
And she bought a...
Uptowns, Tim's. She got him a Gucci shirt. She got him all kinds of shit.
That looked like a purse. It was just...
It was soulful and ugly.
Yeah, it was very like... If you would have told me you got that from the LA swap meet, I would have been like, oh, okay.
I literally looked at it and said, he could have bought that on Canal and I would have had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
I would have never known the wiser. Never, whatever.
Right. In a true love after lockup fashion, she got him a phone and she puts all this sort of tracking shit in it.
Yep.
And
she saves her own name as my baby and all the emojis and
yeah. However, I do follow this weird white stud on TikTok. And not because I'm interested in doing white stud. I know
they said there ain't no such thing as white studs.
Ain't no such thing. You're right. You're absolutely right. I stand corrected.
I'ma send them lesbians after you who be marching for Brittany Griner.
To kill me?
No, nigga, to make a song for you if you keep calling them white stud.
I said the right thing. To kill me?
These gays, they're trying to kill me.
Song me and we stand tall me, damn it.
Are they marching to Mahalia Jackson? What is going on?
Yeah. What is going on, guys? Brothers.
No. Countrymen. Oh. Okay, go.
The point is the lesbian lady, she posts like tips on how to like keep up toxicity, and a lot of it is like how to like stalk your man and see if your man is cheating or whatever. So like she has it down to a science where you track their location, but not from just the app, but like what they Google, like and they it's. I'm gonna post it somewhere. Someone remind me on Twitter when this episode comes out to send you all the link because I'm not gonna.
That is so fucked up.
But, yeah, no, it's fabulous. Like how like go into geotagging pictures to see if they was truly there where they were supposed to. Oh yeah, she said, oh, definitely go in what they watching on YouTube.
I don't want to know.
Exactly. Now I think it's totally ridiculous, and she should talk to somebody professionally, but I'm thoroughly entertained.
I hope everybody who does that, your partner is into plushy shit and balloon play. I hope you find out some real weird fucking shit. You fucking you know what I'm saying? Shit in the niggas' ears and shit. I hope they're like I hope you that's what the fuck you
get.
That's what you get.
You fucked around.
Right.
You found out.
Like you dicks and milkshakes. I don't even know if that's the genre, but I hope that's what they're into. Malt play. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Malt play.
Ooh.
Oh, you know I'm naming the episode.
Make a note.
Oh. Changing it right. Malt play. If you're into malt play, go down to horrible decision.
Oh God. Be a gang of niggas at the Shake Shack.
Okay. Oh. The Grilla Chill is lit, nigga.
Nigga, Gary's talking about some damn putting your dick in the goddamn milkshake and stirring that shit with your dick is just for
I've never
taste.
said that. I've never
So
said
yeah,
it.
Let's take a break.
Okay. Oh, my chest.
Oh God, we'll be
Elizabeth.
back after this.
Okay.
Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
One such time, in the wee hours of the morning, I was chained up. I was taken to an obscure prison in the heartland of America. I was taken to a condemned part of the prison.
And we're back.
All right. We still
so
on
back
motherfucking Monique and Mouse Jones.
Oh yeah, listen, this is about to be a long episode. If niggas could listen to Joe Nogan, then people could listen to
You
us,
right about that. You ain't never lied.
How does he?
I don't know.
White people.
I don't know.
This is how white people always go against their own better judgment and interest.
So do niggas,
Like, they
because
always-
everybody who has that name.
Yeah, because I was. I don't know when we're coming out with that episode of Abbott because we're making some changes. But I was like, why couldn't they just mention the read? Why couldn't they? Why Joe Budden's podcast?
I know.
You know what I mean?
And he's just he loving it. You know he is loving it. Joe Scudder. Okay.
Who can it be?
She wrote a number there right here in front of me.
How understand?
She must have told me a lie. I wonder why. Okay, so
Yeah.
back to Derek, Mouse Jones, and Monique. So, she's showing her sister all of the goods she bought him. Sister is mad because God baby / nephew, because it'd be like that, didn't get no G.I. Joes for Christmas or whatever for birthday. Meanwhile, she's taking her the next day to go and meet him as he gets out. And they're standing there, and a white Durango, a nigga truck, continues to drive back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I see your face. And, the truck finally pulls up, and her sister, TTG, she was like, well, I'm going to go say something because this is stupid. And it's a truck full of all of his siblings and his nephew. Now, he asked his siblings not to come. But the reason he asked his siblings not to come, please take a very specific note, is because she asked him to ask his siblings not to come because she wanted it to just be them for the first time meeting, even though her sister is there. But his sisters can't be there.
Mind you, that came later though, because now I kind of see why she wanted it that way.
Yes.
Now,
no.
She intimated that him and his family may or may not have gotten along, and they had issues or whatever.
Yes.
And so she wanted it to be a pleasant experience for him, and in a way, it's protecting her. And we see why, because of what happens. Because this is like the third one of the season, I think. It goes off the rails.
Just a bit, yeah.
So, how do I say this? I'm going to preface this by saying the following. Sorry, Jade. I accidentally hung up on her. My bad, Jay.
I was making noises.
I got excited. I got too excited. I was trying to be all like, pro women and stuff, and I whatever. So here's my thing. Oh, I do want to say that in the car was his sisters, and one of them was a trans woman. I'm going to say it right now. Everything was, you could say your words or whatever, but no one said anything about her being big, Monique being big, until she said it. Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Now, I say all this to say, regardless of who we are as a community, that doesn't absolve you from, you can say any type of things to any type of people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just because you belong to one marginalized community doesn't give you license to
shit on another marginalized community.
Shit on another, that. Mm-hmm. Because the first thing that was out of Elizabeth's mouth was her name is she big, she fat, she not, and the other sister, Annabelle something.
Child.
It was all like he not gonna want her. She big, she not attractive. I could have brought a bunch of bad bitches for my brother and stuff. And it was really like nasty and mean.
And then they posted a picture of her on Facebook. And
no. I laughed, not at the picture. I laughed at the audacity.
Because it was on Facebook?
Yeah, because it was on Facebook, and they are literally 2 feet away from each other when she did it.
I know.
Like, that's fucked up.
It was so fucked up. I was like, this is so nasty.
Right. I have further opinions that I cannot share on the main stage about that whole particular situation. Maybe we'll have a special episode after show, and I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
But anywho, because they was doing so much talking shit, Monique and her sister left because they didn't want to be around that. Like, what was the point? It was getting nowhere. Now, again, her sister was doing all the talking. And them other sisters were like, well, why can't she talk and defend herself? I mean, which was true.
Which was valid.
Which was true, because you up here saying, you asked my brother not for us to come. Now I need to know why. Regardless of what the issue is or what you think the issue is, because he could be telling her things that may or may not be true, and to make him feel like, he's no longer the villain in his story, And why wouldn't you? Here's what I don't understand about these people on this show. Why wouldn't you want to get to know these people's family? You need to know where these motherfuckers come from and who they're about to turn
her standing
into.
over by the car. Now, granted, listen, a lot of nasty shit just happened, and I get it. So her standing by the car while her sister went and approached them was weird. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't mad at them for calling that out, but also you all did not take any accountability for the nasty part that you played in that in that uncomfortable interaction. But
I kept calling her insecure. I was like, of course she's insecure because you the
look
one
what you just did. But I did. They all decided to keep it cute, and he gets there. And he greets everybody and he introduces them. And I appreciate both sides, actually, for jumping down his throat with what just happened. Because they could have very well been like, hey, your sisters and your girlfriend. But they all acted like nothing just happened. It was like, nice to meet you. Yo, I was dying. Yeah. And then they all rolled like 13 deep to the barbershop.
Right. Now, we finally get to talk to Derek, a.k.a. Mouse Jones. Mm-hmm. He was like, I ain't did nothing. I was just selling drugs. And you got 87 months.
You were in jail for 10 years. But also, we also know how fucked up our judicial system is. So, and he is in Ohio. So we very well could not, that very well could have been the case.
Yeah, so Lil Mouse Jones is really into Monique.
Yeah, he said, listen, the package is a little more than what I thought, but I'm cool with it. You know, small men. Like,
Yeah, he's really small and really tiny. He real, you know. I will say like the first episode of this season, they all made sure that this is real. Everybody's horny, but the point is, what I'm trying to make is everybody was wearing their prison drawers in the episode. They made sure that they showed the government issued drawers in every couple's.
maybe this is
scenario.
some sort of activism.
I guess so. I need to ask if Tatiana Janine's mom still does the, they do, like, you could order, like, gift baskets for them, for prisoners, and send them.
Oh.
I need to know if they still do that.
That's
If
nice.
so, we should support them and be like, hey, y'all, dude, you
Yeah,
got a cousin in
especially
need or
Jada
something?
XD. Like, I'm sure we owe niggas in jail something by now.
Niggas should listen to us in prison. That'd be lit.
Can you imagine our voices booming through the hallways?
Yeah.
So,
Big time.
they roll to the barbershop 13 deep. And while he's back there getting his hair washed and they're all just sitting in the front, they get to the uncomfortable shit. Of course, it was the sister.
Yeah.
And so so their initial issue they bring up is that they don't like the fact that she requested that they not be there. They thought that was selfish. And they thought
was.
that he only went along with it to please her. And he did.
Yeah.
And they were like, tell the truth. And they're black, so they're in debate, so it's loud. Because he comes running out to the front. Oh, where y'all are arguing? They're like, nigga, ain't nobody arguing out here. We're having a conversation.
Right.
But tell the truth. Did you or did you not want us there? And he was like, nah, I wanted you there. I just wanted to respect Monique's wishes. But I wanted you all there. And and as the episode has progressed, we see just how possessive she actually is.
Exactly. So now, what I didn't catch was that Mama is staying up there for 2 whole weeks.
Oh, yes. That's why her sister was leaving. Her sister was leaving. She
Yeah.
gonna stay for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I was unaware.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was definitely unaware that that was a thing. But, they get back to the hotel and, it's time for, love making and all that good stuff.
I've heard people say that too much of anything is not good for you, baby. But I don't know about that. As many times as we've loved, shared love, and made love, it doesn't seem...
It's love making time, baby. And she gives it a 7 or an 8.
Yes, 7 or an 8. Which, you gotta humble these niggas.
Yeah, she said he's young. Because remember, she's 34, he's 29. She said he needs a smidge more experience in the foreplay department.
Yeah.
And that's valid.
You gotta rev up the engine before you, take off on the 5,
Mm-hmm, exactly.
But, he thought he killed it. Now,
Oh, yeah, what?
Now, what I'm gonna say is this. Maybe it would have been a little better if you would have upgraded your room to a size of a bed that was more appropriate to, do that activity.
That's like me and Tristan trying to make
Because-
love in a twin bed. It just is not going to work
it
for
did
2
not
grown
go.
niggas.
So, of course, Chris Rogers decides to watch, this episode. And he was like, so it's not that she's big. That's not the issue. It's... He was like, is she poor? And I was like, well, why'd you say that? He was like, well, why wouldn't she get a suite? She know. And I'm like,
Because
that's
she has spent all her money on these ugly ass shirts.
exactly.
and jeans.
Now she's poor and she has to live with sleeping in a full-size mattress, like with her nigger, who's bite-sized.
So he gets a private call on that cell phone she set up. And she's already questioning him. And he's already lying.
Whoa. Oh, yes. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. Because Okay, go ahead.
And it wasn't good lying. And production asked him about who this person is calling him. And I don't know what the fuck this nigga was talking about, but he goes, breaking news. This just came in. And I don't want to mispronounce her name. So I can't say who just called me. Nigga.
And then he threw me for a loop where he said, well, I'm about to go take my first shower as a free man. So let me tell you something.
So you let this nigga in your motherfucking snapper without washing the gel off his dick? Sister!
I see more and more why she's the problem.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's definitely
You have
her.
to love yourself, queen. Because that's some anti-self-love behavior. You just allowing a dirty-dicked nigga. Now, I'm sure prison niggas are very cleanly. It's the facility that they just came from. Well, not all of them are that cleanly, but, you know.
Cleanly.
The point is, he looks like he would be, like, as opposed to the other nigga that's on here.
He went and got his hair washed, like, fresh out the gate, and you did not go take a shower?
Got locks retwisted, everything.
And then just dove into the pussy with the gel must all over your penis.
Maybe she's into that. Maybe that's her kink.
Maybe. Stinky dick. So, you know, they're going on their first date. And Papa gets fresh in his new digs.
Freshka. In his gaudy Cartier watch. That's his.
That's his. That his brother brought back for him and held on to while he was in jail. And in true nigga fashion, he says, take my picture.
Keep taking pictures.
Keep taking them. And they're moving shots, okay? Papa is posing and posing and down at the feet and up at the sky. And over here and hold my drink. And they get to the restaurant and Papa's still posing and posing with a champagne and posing at the table and standing up in the middle of the restaurant and posing. It was just, it was great. When the camera go flick, 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 la, 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 whatever the fuck Beyonce said. So, so they get to ordering dinner.
My nigga orders the left and right side of the menu.
Oh, baby. He said, yes, we'll take the crab balls and the lobster and the crab legs and the lamb
and the
rack.
Lamb and the partridge in a pear tree and the baked Alaska.
And the fried ostrich.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Rattlesnake Snoop. Everything.
All of it. Turtle gumbo and
Vichy Swaz.
charcuterie.
Coco vin. I need it. I own everything. Opulence.
And then he proceeds to feed her like a baby.
Now, this is where I get it. Nigga, you know I'm big. Why the fuck you feeding me?
Don't feed me, nigga.
Don't feed me in public.
And she said
that is
it.
bad optics.
She said, why are you feeding me? He goes, what? And I hate niggas so much. He was like, I can't love on you. I'm trying to love on you. I'm trying to love on you. You mean I can't feed you? How you trying to gaslight me into liking you feeding me, nigga? Give me my motherfucking spoon. Like, leave me alone.
Sit down, short man.
Like, leave. It's always a short man trying to establish his fucking dominance. And show it. My ego 6'3". Like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
So
now he tried to stay out. He want to go to the casino. And Monique's, grown woman said in, her post 30 said it, and said, hey.
She just had a meal with 7 meats and multiple cocktails. Like, of course she's fucking tired. I had the itis watching it.
Yeah. And he's like, I want to stay out. It's my first night out. And she's like, no. But again, I understood where he was coming from, but I was on her side too, kind of, because like, nigga, I'm tired. I've been out all day, and I'm gonna have to fund this.
That was really that was my argument. I was like, you just ordered everything, and I just bought you so much clothes, And while I fully understand you'd like to be out and about, the casino is a place that you have to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have no money to spend.
You don't have money, bro.
Which comes up in a second. But so a homie from the neighborhood sees him through the window. It was very like...
Fox from Wipe Me Down. Mm-hmm.
I was like Polo the Don came in and he was like, nigga, and they dap up and they greet, and I just got home. Oh shit, nigga, we gotta take you out, and I'm gonna link you later because my girl wants to go to sleep. You know, nigger chatter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. General booty chatter. You know.
Now, the bill comes after the homeboy leaves. Before we get into the reaction to homeboy,
$506.
$506, and this nigga said, "You gonna take care of that?"
She said, "It's not like I have a choice."
We said it at the same time.
And at that point, I was like, "Queen, that should have been your key to wisen up. Like, that should have been your, like, you know what? This isn't gonna be a thing." But she pays for it.
Yeah. What you...
And she is a little insecure because they leave the restaurant and he's talking to niggas that, you know, friends from around the block or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she's in the car doing that, like, nothing is wrong. I'm just going to be quiet. And, you know, what people do. And because she just kind of, you know, and she admits that, like, when he was locked up, I have to worry about, you know, his friends and all the good stuff. And
no excuse.
What everybody says on this show, they all expose how deeply insecure they are and how they don't want their niggas around or women around other people because they are possessive and need to reach out to talk space. But, anywho, he keeps asking her what's wrong, and she's like, nothing. And I hate when people do that. Just tell me what the fuck is wrong. And if you don't know what's wrong, just say, I don't know what's wrong right now, but I feel a different type of way.
Hold on.
And I need to give you away. Mm-hmm.
Because before she sees the niggas on the street, before all of that you said, she, when he exchanged numbers with the homeboy who came into the restaurant to say what's up, she grabbed the phone and deleted the number.
Yeah, she did.
It was like, how you know him, how long you known him. You don't need to be...
It's not like they was fucking. Now, if they were, that'd be tea. But
I hate you.
But that's not what was going on, girl. Like
I don't understand. How do you know this nigga and you don't? And now the only valid thing was, I don't want you to get in trouble with people who would encourage you getting yourself back in a bad predicament. Now, when they ran into the niggas on the street, it was the same thing. How do you know them? Where you know them from? I know them from the neighborhood. Like, they're happy to see that I'm out. What's the problem?
Right. What,
the casino,
and you're making a large assumption about them. Mm-hmm. Like, they might not have gone to jail at all. They all might be teachers and shit.
Hello? One of them might be an IT computer specialist. You don't know?
Exactly. But here you are making general accusations and assumptions.
She's like, all of them play basketball and sell crack.
Yeah, that's how she feels.
That's how she feels.
Well, she don't want him having friends, and so she finally get back to the hotel, and she just laid up in the bed.
Baby, just plopped out in that dress, okay?
Uh-huh. And he's like, come on. And he's just like, fine, fuck it. I'm going to go get something to drink. He goes downstairs to get a Red Bull. She think he left already.
I thought he was leaving.
Me too. But he was respectful and stayed, and she got over herself and was like, fine, I'm going to go. But she was not happy about it. Mm-mm. And my thing, I was like, girl, just stay the fuck home and have him be mad. Because now you're going to be a worse of a time for him.
Yeah. You're going to be insufferable either way. Mm-hmm. So she slid them Birkenstocks on and they go into the casino. So we're going to see what happens in episode 5.
Yeah. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with another couple. Hit it, Clyde.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
So in this steel tomb, my only salvation was light. The light went out. I was engulfed in darkness. The days passed.
And we're back on this very supersized episode of Jaden XD. We're talking Love After Lockup, episodes 1 through 4. I also want to say, David Miscavige is missing.
I know. That's rich.
Yeah, if you missed last week's episode, it's a gumbo episode, meaning it's a little omnibus of all things past, and so it's 2 episodes covering Scientology as well as the cult that Jessica Rose was in, and Next to Him when we discover with Destin. No, we have not watched season 2 of The Vow because that nigga is evil and already in prison, and we don't need to revisit any more of that.
I didn't know there was a season 2. I don't understand why there would be one.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
Unless there's more that we need to watch. Maybe we kind of need to dip into our cult shit for a little bit though.
Yeah, which is why I brought up David Miscavige.
Yes.
That's important of note.
For those who don't know, David Miscavige has a wife named Shelley Miscavige who has been missing for quite some time. And the Church
About
of
20 years.
the Church of Xenu has yet to account for Shelley Miscavige's disappearance. And so, and this is like, how long has this been now? When did she go missing?
It's got to have been at least 15 years, if not longer.
Right. So now all of a sudden, David Miscavige is missing.
Yeah. Some tax evasion shit, too.
Yeah, there's some shit happening. I wonder if they started, because, like in Dead to Me, they thought they were all in the clear, and then later on, they're like, oh, we found a little teacup or a little peacock chipped piece of clay or whatever the fuck.
With the DNA on it.
What if they found what if we don't know, they found some little teeny thing that's leading to Shelley Miscavige's murder? And now all of a sudden this nigga's gone. We must follow this closely.
Who's standing tall now, David?
It ain't your little redhead ass. We need to get to the shit.
Yeah, we do. We do.
What if we are responsible for the downfall of the Church of Xenu?
Yeah, we could be like Hannibal Buress, who took down
saying.
Cosby. We could take down COS.
Inadvertently. They'd be like, black podcasters, Xavier and Jade.
Yeah.
They had a small series by the name of Beepnetics.
Yeah.
We're about to be famous.
Eat your heart out, Sarah Koenig.
Fuck you, Adnan, for not reaching out to us.
Okay.
All that
But
time
reach
we
out
spent
to
with
us, we
you.
love
How
you.
dare you?
Man. Oh, shit. Wait. We're almost up on the anniversary of Heyman Lee's disappearance.
Also, Adnan got a job, honey.
Oh, yeah. Papa's gainfully employed.
Is okay. He the leader of the something of the other teachings.
He's an adjunct professor.
Yes, he's teaching.
That's very of him. I feel like he would have did that regardless.
I feel like we're owed something. Is what I feel. I'm tired of being
absolutely.
slighted.
Yeah, either him or Leah Remini got to do game night with us.
One of y'all owes us a visit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Anywho, back to this shit. Where do you want to go next?
Oh, we can go with some whites. Let's go with you know what? Let's get them out the way. Let's go with Nathan, the tree trimmer, and Prison Barbie.
Oh yeah, Prison Barbie, and
Skylar.
I call him AEW because he looks like he would be on All Elite Wrestling.
That makes sense. Actually.
Like he looks like a wrestler.
He does.
Where do I hate? Okay.
So they've been together a year.
I wrote my notes. He's Seth Green from Can't Hardly Wait. Yes, that's what I wrote.
It say here 92% of honeys at UCLA sexually active. 92% of women in Los Angeles at UCLA walking around going, class or sex? What shall I do? 92%, yo! You know what that means, don't you? That means I got some 92% chance of embarrassing myself. I roll up
Sometimes, yes.
Because he has a little flavor, like a baby, please.
We'll get to it. So they've been together a year. She's in for possession of illegal substance. And they met through a friend who passed away, which was her ex and a friend of his.
Yeah, he was tricking off his dead homie's girl.
Yes, actually.
Like,
that's exactly what happened. He hit her up on some, I'm so sorry for our loss and or lost.
You want to go to a movie?
And yeah, it's a Hulu rom-com. So, I guess she's bougie is what they keep saying. Mama was requesting Buddha heads, even though she's not Buddhist, because they're cute. You know, typical white girl appropriative shit.
Like I know Taylor Swift is like her idol, and I know she says terms like spirit animal.
Yeah, exactly. And she's
which
got
people
dream
should
catcher.
stop, guys. If you still do, stop.
She got like dream catchers and shit, and I only know one Taylor Swift song, and that's because I took care of my cousins for a period of time, and they played it repeatedly. You belong with me. That's what I know. But anyway, that's the part that I know. So anyway, he was actually in prison himself and got out a few months ago. He lost his mom early in life, and so his aunt is the one who took care of him. And we meet him with his other aunt, which is actually his father's sister,
Auntie Tara.
A extremely positive white woman who sees the silver lining and the rainbow and everything.
Yeah, she can find the bright side of roadkill.
She absolutely can. Well, I agree with. I understand that's a valid feeling.
I was with the auntie who raised him and was like, this is
some motherfucking bullshit, okay? Because we learned that they were both in halfway houses the last time they dated. She was out. They were out in a boat, gallivanting around the city when she was supposed to be job hunting. Where have we seen that before? And she was late returning to the halfway house and got sent back to prison for it. If she's black, I would have said that was some bullshit. Now, she's going off because he goes to meet his homeboys in this bar. And this is a bar that she found herself in a lot of trouble with. We find out that Mama has lost her last 2 boyfriends to drugs.
Yes.
Both of them died. And she was also a heavy drug user.
My note was like, not her being Brandy.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Grim Reaper.
No. Not in the first episode.
Here's the thing. They got to give me a rule book of what I can or cannot say on this network. Okay.
Foul trouble and a technical foul call. Is that on Poole?
That's on Poole.
That's his second one. He's done. Automatic. What is he doing?
He looks at referee Mark Davis, gestures to him, says something.
So I had to mouth it. XG's learned to read lips. But both of her exes died from fentanyl overdoses, right? So she's gained the reputation for being a black widow, and people are warning him and like, you don't know what's gonna happen, you about to be next. And while that is not fair,
no, it's not. Ow, that's what I get.
If you heard that your friend was dating somebody where they last 2 exes died, you too would probably have a level of concern. But he seems to have good intentions. He wants her to stay sober. You know, he's been really trying to bust his ass to live on the straight and narrow since he's been out. And yeah, he just wants to he's like, I just want us to rebuild and build strong or whatever.
No.
Now back to your motherfucking turn when he called her chicken head.
Yeah.
And she said cuffing season. And I say they just take everything and ruin it.
It's because of the internet, you know? It's the internet.
Who in the hell left the gate open?
It's when, you know, the internet decided that light-skinned niggas with green eyes were the truth in the light and decided that they were okay to speak for us.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? Listen, I gotta be honest. If you ever spend an hour or 5 minutes on relationship TikTok, you'll see how pervasive. Oh, it's not on purpose. It just shows up in your FYP. And you'll see like how pervasive black culture is in everything that people on the internet do. Like it's especially in relationship TikTok about, and then they have interracial dating TikTok, which we have to talk about that on
No, we don't.
Patreon.
No, we don't.
Oh God. But the point is the fact that people usurp our culture and water it down to make it palatable so that they say shit like cuffing season and stuff like that. Now, I will say if Nathan, you know, happened to be with a black girl, I wouldn't be surprised. A specific type of black girl, but a black girl nonetheless.
I wondered where their family was on January 6th, but I didn't know.
Well, yeah. Now, I'm going to be honest. Most of their storyline was whack until the very last episode when I finally learned that white people have ofrendas. Mm-hmm. I was like, what is this haunted shit? And it's like a whole like ofrenda.
You know, I thought about your grandmother's clowns.
Yeah. All right, to buzz through them. Okay, so yeah. He goes to buy her a ring, and
nigga, I screamed.
He goes to buy her a ring because she gets out of jail the next day, and so he's looking at the jeweler who's selling him the ring, and he's like, "Yo, I'm sorry, I stole your mom's car back in the day."
No,
she was like, "I know, it's okay."
He said, "Your name is such and such?" She said, "Yeah." He goes, "I think I got in trouble for stealing your mom's car back in the day." She goes, "You did." He said, "I'm really sorry about that." She said, "It's okay. People change." Woo, that took me down. Do you hear me? How that took me down?
Right. So, you know, he, what happens?
Zoom, zoom, zoom. She gets out. Her mama and her brother are there. He tells them he wants her blessing and proposing to this bitch. They both say, take your time, young man. You got plenty of time to impress us because we truly don't trust you. You're the reason she was in prison the second time anyway.
Right. So all that happened because that wasn't important because I got to the note where I had to embolden what I wrote. I've never emboldened a note before.
I hope it was off of the drug usage.
Oh, it was because my first note says, "Oh, she looks like a former hot Cheeto girl," and then in bold, $700 fentanyl habit. Bitch, how are you alive?
This bitch said, "I was raised sheltered, middle class, in a multi-million-dollar neighborhood." And I was like, what is middle class to white people? She goes, "I rebelled because it was sheltered. And then I was doing $600 to $700 worth of fentanyl a day. I should not be alive. And I said, you should not.
You shouldn't.
$600 to $700 a day worth of fentanyl. Do you know this much can kill a nigga? This much.
I want to help you to visualize an extra $700 coming into your life. $700 might not be a lot of money for you, might not be a lot of money for somebody else, but if it is what you need, an extra $700 a month, maybe you need more. Maybe you need an extra $700 a week, $700 a day, $700 an hour. Are you making $700?
What the fuck kind of system do you have?
She's a mutant. Or like a dementor.
So, whatever. Her mother, her brother go on about their business. She and him go to the coffee shop. The girl behind the counter asks her what prison coffee tastes like. I laughed at that as well. It sounds like call center coffee, honestly. He starts having this, like, his mood shifts because he's pleasant all 3 episodes.
He gets so moody and so sad for
I was
no
like,
reason.
oh, a cancer man. And so we find out they've only been together 3 to 4 actual physical times. So she's never seen him act in this bratty, kind of like shifty way. And we find out later on it's because he has a lot of pressure on his head and he's really poor. Yeah, you know, he's newly released from fucking prison and he trims trees for a living. Like, I don't know how much that pays. And he's got to take care of the both of them. And he just feels like it's a lot on his plate. And he also go ahead.
My note for all of this is like, you see, white people have the world handed to them and to them already, and they choose to fuck it up.
You see, because they have a house.
Even as rickety and haunted that shit is.
It's haunted.
It's still there. They just need to, gusty it up a bit and exercise it. Mm-hmm. And it would be a quite pleasant place to live.
I mean, they've definitely got to go to work on Myra's feet on that house.
Yeah, otherwise it could look like Thelma's house in Raytown.
If they gutted that bitch and I hate you. Mm-hmm. If they gutted that bitch and put a bunch, like, painted the
floating stair
nigga, that could be the flyest motherfucking house.
Numbers. What's those gentrified address numbers that they have on buildings now?
Where the
sans serif numbers.
Yes. It could be a
signs of gentrification, a Gap outlet, a Starbucks, and sans serif typeface.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And black window trim.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The house is gray.
Yes, or white.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the numbers are black.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still in sans serif.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So he's being weird still, and he has this weird idea that she's running jail game on him.
Oh.
Now, it's weird because she was just with her mama giving her, like, Burberry and Monique Lullier type shit. And you up here worried about she's trying to steal from you?
First of all, her mother gave her all these Maxonista finds, like just all this TJ Maxx shit. And then when you gave her your gifts, her mother said, oh, he bought you some cute stuff.
Tie-dye.
Fun. No, she said some fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Nigga, you bought her an airbrush t-shirt. Stop it. She ain't running no jail game with you.
Right. But the thing was, it doesn't seem like, she calls herself bougie, which when white people say that, LOL.
Right.
But she's into him. And on the way on the coffee, she's just like, hey, I missed you. And she's a little extra, but I think that's just her personality. And I think that's what we got over the phone. So I didn't see what the issue was. She wasn't being anything extra or egregious.
And she wasn't giving, now granted, we always get hit with one of those, I've been keeping a secret. But from what I can see, face value, they mesh well together. And I have to say, he took accountability later on. Because he was like, I know I'm not handling the pressure well, and I gotta change my attitude. So they're one of the. This is one of the first seasons in a while where I haven't hated all of the couples.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Well, they get to his house, right?
Yeah.
And we see that it's haunted, it's creepy, and it's junky, and it's a grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she's not being unreasonable. She's like, you know, okay, this needs some work. Oh, we forgot to mention when Auntie came over. The Battle of the Aunties.
Oh, yes.
So, like we said, the house was junky, but he was supposed to have his aunties come over and help him clean up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Auntie Tara, who came over first, was already going to do it or whatever. But Aunt Tina was like, I ain't doing shit.
Because I don't support this motherfucking shit.
His mama's sister. And she was like, why would I support two people who went to jail to be together?
Invalid.
I was like, damn, bitch, wow. Tell us how you really feel.
But she's also concerned about the two dead boyfriends.
Yeah.
And she's
She
like,
thinks
I
he's
don't
gonna
know
be
her
next.
like that. And we learned that she's a bit of a hothead. He says growing up, you know, when his mother passed, she raised him along with her two sons, but sometimes they wondered who was raising who because she was a bit loose. And when I say loose, I just mean rowdy.
Rowdy, yeah.
And
Loose about the
so,
mouth.
you know, she don't mince no words when she pulls up. And Auntie Jesus Chain, because she had the little cross, was like, you know, I understand how you feel. We just have to give them an opportunity to fail. And she's like, yeah, fuck that. I ain't helping with this shit.
Yeah.
And she pulls off.
Yeah, she's like, no. So anyway, we get back to the house. It's creepy and it's junky, and he's like all weepy and Eeyore-like, and she's like, okay, I could work with this. She was like, I didn't expect to have to do this when I get home.
Yeah,
but-
she's like, but let's roll our sleeves up and go.
Right. And he's like fake offended, but then it's weird because then they cut to this white ofrenda, which is like this rickety like mudroom area situation that's got like weird white dolls in it that all look like the wife from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Or like they belong in Coraline.
Yeah. And then he comes down with a mask on and like try to scare her and like be in love and romantical.
He gets over himself. I think that was him trying to get over himself and lighten the mood.
Well, I hope he gets over himself even more so because that shit is crazy.
Yeah, his mood shifted stupid.
Right.
That was them.
That was them. Let's take a break and we'll be back with more.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I wrote ugly things at first. Then, something inside me wrote creative things. Short stories, poetry, the names of loved ones. And I wrote, and I wrote.
Let's go with Travis and Ashley, Weeping Willow. The one with the kickable face.
Right. Okay, Puffy Tara Reid.
Oh my God. So he's getting out in 2 days. We open up with him getting out in 2 days.
No, we open up with her falling.
We open up with her busting her ass, you're right. And crying about it. She cries through all 4 episodes.
She looks like every white girl that goes to a drag brunch.
Yeah. And they be trying to be your friend and shit in the bathroom. Get out of here.
Yeah. Girl, I'm trying to do coke by myself.
So she's an antique and estate fine jewelry purveyor. And he robbed a bank.
Yeah. I don't know what to call Travis.
I don't have a name for him yet.
he's kind of handsome. In a white, like, he's not ugly. Let's just say that. He's not ugly.
He looks like a white man.
Yeah,
so
he's not ugly.
He could be in a rom-com, you know, he could,
like Lifetime.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The scruffy
he might be the white
one that
he might
the
be the white
underdog.
interest on all blick. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
exactly.
a non-union worker, we'll tell you that. Okay.
You know, he's construction worker number 3.
Yeah.
So she met him through a customer, his sister.
Mm-hmm.
And then she slid into his PMs, and they've been together
His
almost 4
J-Pay.
years.
Slid into the J-Pay. He gets out in 2 days, and over the last 4 years, she has spent about $80,000 on him.
Yeah.
Don't know on what.
Phone calls and commissary. That's about $20K a year. Break it down. Says, you know, she kept him stocked with socks and drawers and oodles and noodles.
I guess so. Well, anyway, she's leaving in 2 days to go see him / get him, but she needs to have a house sitter because she has a dog.
Yes. For the house that she purchased for them, by the way.
Yes. I missed that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That explains why he thought she was loaded.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Later on in the episode, in the show. So, you know, her next door neighbor, Marvin, is like her go-to type of house sitter type of thing. But the thing is, Marvin is real weird and creepy and screech looking.
Yeah.
So
and he chews tobacco and smokes cigarettes at the same time.
Yes. The Tampa special. So, you know, he tried to kick it to Puffy Tara Reid in the past. And she was like, nah, I'm cool. She also looks like Bitch Puddin' from Robot Chicken.
It's an appropriate name. I'm not worried. Well, I'm just saying. Oh, hello, bitch pudding. What's up, hoes?
So, what's up, hoes? Oh, my fave. So, you know, he tried to kick it with her in the past, but she was like, nah. And, you know, Travis was like, he tries to man up. It was like, no, that nigga's weird. He gonna try to, you know, feel up on you and creep on you, and I don't like that.
And I don't want you drinking with him and y'all getting loose. Now, she keeps drinking with him because Travis is in prison. And nigga, you're only gonna tell people so much.
Right.
But Martin don't want no animosity is what he said. So he's gonna stay in his lane. And you know, and in true white girl fashion, she's gonna do what the fuck she wants to do, regardless of the request. Which, also, don't ask me not to hang out with people in prison.
Yeah, because I don't care.
I don't care. So this was wild because she goes to work, okay?
She thrifts for a living.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
She thrifts fine jewelry.
Yeah.
And she's with her clients, okay?
This was funny.
And this bitch busts into tears, as per usual.
The tears aren't like stream one down. It's full on, like my whole family was murdered. You know what I mean? Like,
and so they're like, "What's wrong, girl?" She's like, "My nigga gets out in 2 days, and I'm embarrassed. He's been in prison for 13 years, and it's not like he."
Part,
oh my god, this bitch said.
The funniest part was the response.
It's not like it was murder or child molestation or anything. He just robbed a bank.
And her clients were like, "It's jewelry. It's not the first time we tell the criminals."
And you plan on him working with you?
Because my note was like, girl, everybody's a thief. You sell jewels.
And then she's stupid because she told the world she carries her jewelry with her at all times.
Dummy, dumbed. I should rob her.
Bitch, me too, nigga. Let's come from both sides. What?
Okay. I will rob her in these Birkenstocks I got on. Just because.
I will literally rob this bitch in a pair of Crocs. I swear to God. I swear to God. I said, why are you telling the world on WeTV that you carry all of your fine jewelry with you? And then she got one of them little hotel lock boxes in her house because when he got out later on, she went and locked the jewelry up in the thing.
Right. And mind you, yo nigga is a robber. Why wouldn't he be able to get inside of those things? And also, it's very easy to get inside those hotel safes. I learned on TikTok again how to break into them. So don't even bother using them in the hotel.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna find the video and show you.
TikTok is a sick place.
It's like diet YouTube because I learned everything from YouTube, and so now. Well, I don't learn everything. There's some shit I do know. But you know how to put together shit I learned from YouTube. But I was like, that is so interesting.
I should just Google how to make crack on YouTube and see if there's a video for it. So
there is.
I got songs for that. So she definitely does plan on making him her full business partner, and she's using her tears as a weapon against everybody who would have a question about this because she wants to get ahead of it.
It's my kind of white girl.
So she goes to the airport to go pick him up.
I hate when people do this too. I hate when people do this.
And she gets off the plane.
I was almost on her side too, just for a brief moment. But go ahead.
She gets off the plane.
When she was in line, I was on her side.
And they're like, so we had to take your bag off the plane because it was overweight. it was heavy. And she starts hollering and having a whole white woman panic attack. Well, I need everything that's in that bag. And so does everybody else who got left off this plane. And then the person behind her was like, because I guess she was taking a while, and I guess the person behind her told her to hurry up. And she's like, you need to just
Now, I was annoyed because maybe residual PTSD because of I know what it's like to have your luggage lost and your airline and blah blah blah. However, why the fuck if you know you're traveling, why would you put anything important in a checked bag?
Documents? Bitch.
Never.
Why wouldn't you have a carry-on for that?
Yeah, put that shit in your purse.
My mother said always carry a toothbrush, a pair of drawers, and your important papers.
Yeah. And now my weed. But,
Oh, no, I checked that.
Well, I travel in-state, so it don't matter.
Oh, yeah, that's different. You good. You can go right on through the TSA.
But still, the point is no. Important shit should be on your person.
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous. So any fucking way. I hate her. So
I do too.
The luggage came late. Whatever. She goes out and, she gets the rollers set in her hair and eventually she goes on her way to go see him. And she's still looking puffy. And
she cries the whole fucking time.
Yeah. And he gets out.
They have a beautiful reunion. He seems pleasant enough. She wants him to train as a bench jeweler, which is actually not a bad idea. Where he can learn how to solder jewelry and put it back together and set stones and all of that. And that actually is not a bad lot.
The starting salary is going to be a base pay and commission, but the starting salary might be zero because it's going to be a very a good job,
At least he's honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, they might have to go through a training period and show their worth for 2 weeks because we're going to be.
I didn't disagree with the plan. I disagree with him being involved with her business. I feel like he needs to have his own.
Yeah.
But I don't think doing that is bad. I think that's a good idea. And I think at some point maybe, contract his business, like a legit type of thing. But mama, you need to stay your own.
But I was like, this is actually one of the most logical plans I've ever heard for somebody to get out and learn as a trade, because it's a very specific trade, And so he teaches us about meat rocks in prison. They didn't have red meat, so they would take feet and snouts and all kinds of parts and put them together and make these things called meat rocks. It's been 14 years since he's been with a woman.
You see it every time they say.
They say it every time.
They say, I've been with a woman. Not had sex, but been with a woman.
Listen, sometimes you got to do what you got to do for this day. And she locked that jewelry up and they went to sleep after they made love.
Yeah. They was boning in the shower. I was like, ooh, that's a lot of white meat right there.
Oh, it was.
Like a lot of white meat on the screen.
A lot of chicken breasts.
Yeah. I was like, I know it smelled crazy in there. And she's up here emotional. Was like, I used to have a slumber party with my best friend that I happen to have sex with every night. Oh my God. It's like she was having her white fashion blogger fantasy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And cool.
He wasn't he's never really lived in Florida or anything like that, so they fly to Florida where she lives.
Oh, yes.
That's what I was like, oh, he thinks she's loaded, because he's looking around and low-key casing the joint.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh. And the house is nice. It is like a standard Floridian home, but it is nice.
Yeah, I could do something with it. They got a pool. He jumps in with all his clothes on.
Yeah, and the prison whites, and so does she. And in true fashion, he's like, I'm not ready to get married and settle down. He's like, my money is funny, and I'm not trying to be tied down on it just yet. And they hop in the pool with their clothes, and that was it.
Let's take a break, and we'll go to the next couple.
Yeah. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Solitary went on. Time passed. Again, in the wee hours of night, I was taken to another obscure prison, a long ride away, and placed in a criminally insane unit.
And we are back. And who would you like to go with next?
Let's go with Eris and Cameron.
Oh, Cayenne and Scully. Okay.
Yeah.
So, look up Scully from Snowfall. Go ahead and take a Google real quick.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And if you watch Snowfall, then you'll really understand.
DeAndre Barnes, he be in stuff.
And then look up Cayenne, Kiyanne. She is a rapper.
Spell it again.
Kiyanne.
It's hard being the alpha, female. Let's get into details. Ain't nobody looking to step up, so I'm not seen well. That's probably best. Queen on my island, they walk on seashells. I don't play at the end of the day, they say that she real. Fueled by frustration, tired of the waiting.
Okay. From Love and Hip Hop.
Yes.
Okay. That's fair. So Cayenne and Scully.
Cayenne and Scully.
So it opens up. She got a friend kid too.
Yep, another ancestor child.
No, not at all. Her child. I don't know if I can say this about a child.
No. Okay, tell me.
I'm gonna say it, and you'd let me know if I could keep this in.
Okay.
She's raising a bird because she was like, "My mommy need a man," and it was.
Did she say that? Oh, I missed that.
She didn't say those words, but she was like, "My mommy is ready to date, and she needs somebody, you know." And that may or may not be true. However, we don't need to be teaching our children.
Don't be teaching your children that you need a man. And I'm not saying that you got to be out of here like, fuck niggas. But like, let's change this narrative a little bit.
Yeah, like friend kid again. And the child is smart and intelligent and she's wonderful and everything. But it's always alarming to me when your child is like, my parent needs a woman or a man. It's like, I know your mom got to have a life too, but it's also, it sets the standard for something else. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I take it back. So they're plant shopping for him for a nice low light plant for his stay at the halfway house, his 60 days.
Yeah, he is a N-word. He is a rapper and an artiste, and that's why she fell in love with him. I want to say that his name is OG Cam, and he is billed out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
And she found his music pundy YouTube.
And when she found it, she got all hot and bothered.
She became his number one fan, slid into his Facebook DMs.
Right. Now, Abe, I don't know if you're able, but if you could find OG Cam from Cincinnati, Ohio's music, and you could put it in here, that would be fabulous. I'm going to try to link the video for you all on the video version.
Wonderful.
So you should stay in line like you coloring. I got the world in my hand and I'm juggling. I got deadlines cause I'm facing fair time. I do real crime, word to the headlines. Gotta eat like it's almost bedtime. Pop a nigga like a pill when it's bedtime. Put that ass on ice, babe.
She told him when she slid into his DMs, she said she was gonna have his babies.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not promising. Why would you promise a nigga that?
I wouldn't.
Like, we are not that far removed from the 80s.
Not for... Oh.
That nigga ain't going to be there. Clearly, statistically, he wouldn't be.
Stop! But also, like...
The math is not on her side. See, here's my thing. I'm all pro-black, and but here's the thing. Why on earth would you set yourself up for failure, beloved? I'm not saying that people who are formerly incarcerated can't have full and happy lives. That's not what I'm saying at all, because we've seen it time and time again. There's success stories. Recidivism is a thing, yes, but there are also people who make it out and have full lives.
Yeah.
This particular scenario, I don't see that happening for any of these couples, because except for Justine and French Montana, they're together for a while. But the reason,
they locked in.
But the thing is, they're like, the first thing that comes out of every couple mouth is about them boning. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, when we fucking, when it's not like, they don't really like them. You just want to fuck. And that's all Cameron wanted to do. He wanted her to sit on his face for the whole time.
Yeah, he mentioned her sitting on his face no less than 3, 4, 7 times.
Right. So, while she's spending $900 on plants,
because she was watching her coins, and I said, well, first of all, these plants are high, because I just looked and calculated what all you got, and your bill was over $200, and I know plants. So not only was that high, but you have to watch what's in your bank account.
Right. She withdrew $10K from her 401k to fund this relationship, because that's what she's doing. And her little daughter, Lena, is concerned that her mom's time won't be shared equally. She's concerned that she's going to lose her mom to the new nigga, which unfortunately she probably will.
Yeah.
Until she gets her mind right and realizes that she needs a better looking nigga, and she could do better, because she can. She's so pretty.
Yeah.
Why is she?
She's a pretty girl. And I thought she had, well, you know what? Never mind. So they thought he was going to get a long probation when he went to prison, because remember, they were chatting before he went in. He ended up going to prison. So she told her child that she felt the same butterflies when she met him that she felt when she had her.
That's fucked up.
You didn't hear that?
Yeah, that's fucked up. What's that? What's that clip in Boondocks where they raided the library and they were like, "That's real fucked up, Agnes." Like, whoever's the oldest can get it. And they pointed at Agnes.
And the plant that she bought for him, the next day when she goes to go get him, she left it in the car and it died. A prophecy.
God will tell you. Will show up in mysterious ways.
Every time.
She also says something super wild, which is the crux of this show and why everybody here needs therapy, lobotomy therapy. She said, I think it's better to date niggas on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Because she can control who they talk to and all the focus is on them and not anybody else. Oh, baby. And you decided to be with a rapper. The complete antithesis of what you want.
A rapper who got caught at the airport with 30 pounds of weed.
Yeah. And I'm also surprised he's only 30 because he looks like an uncle.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and he's a bit loose.
Even with the haircut, he looked like an uncle.
Oh, he has an interesting mug. He has an interesting little face. So gets caught with, we find that out. They're littering on the side of the road, leaving all of his clothes, that dead plant, all of the things that was stressing me out. And he announces to her that he's ready to get back into his music. He's got a wild video that he wants to film, a la tip drill, think ass shaking, clapping, women licking one another, and all types of other messages à noir. And then they go to have muffin time before he goes to the halfway house.
That was so gross.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you know, he's talking about her titties and comparing them to muffins.
And her ass, both, I think. And then the next morning he tells us that he went Jamaican dance hall in her pussy and jumped off the dresser in the hotel. And she drops him off to the
That's a hetero saying that I've learned.
What?
Jump off the dresser.
Up and down, bouncing off the walls, and I'm jumping off the dresser. When I put it down, I'ma feel the walls, and I'll be jumping off the dresser.
Is that a
Like,
saying?
so
I was literally saying he jumped off the dresser.
Oh no, that's a saying that straight people use now. So
what?
I know, right? So over one of these, I think Thanksgiving, I choose random wormholes to go down, and so there's straight nigga web series, and it's anyway. This Fenarios, whatever. He's on Reels and whatever, wherever niggas get their he's and jollies from, right? Whether it's Facebook or Instagram. Either way, when he talks about boning women, all he says is, "Oh, we jumped off the dresser in that one," and it's like, what?
What? You're talking to somebody who follows Big Dyke NYC and has no fucking clue what goes on in the heterosexual world outside of intercourse. That's the extent of it. Me and my nigga, and then they can have the rest of that. I hate Kevin Samuels, the bitch who talks to herself. There's the lady who talks to herself, and like her and her husband, I don't know, she's weird. It's a lady who like talks as if somebody's asking her questions, but she's actually just talking to herself, giving like all of these marriage and what's the word they like to use?
Is she the black lady that's bald?
I don't know if she's bald, but she's oh man, I feel like she was scamming people and she got caught for scamming people, and now she like does quote unquote podcast kind of content where she talks to the camera as if somebody is like asking her questions about all this marriage advice shit, but it's really her just talking. It's fascinating and bizarre.
Is she well?
No, clearly not. And she talks about what's the fucking word they always say? Submission and making her nigga sandwich and fucking him even when she don't want to, because men are carnal and women are like shit, like it be shit like that. I stumbled upon it on Twitter somewhere by accident, and I hated all 30 seconds of what I watched.
You know what I hate about all of those pick-me people? Because gays have them too. But it's always like, they always do this for niggas who aren't worth it. And I mean in the sense of like, oh, they ain't shit or whatever, but like, they don't have the money or like the capital, or like, I can understand if you were trying to pull some city girl shit and this is your end game, because when you say I do, that really means I'm done. Mm-hmm. But girl, you doing all this and you're not about to be in like a stay-at-home wife or mom. No, you're still gonna have to go to work, and you're still talking about LOL submissive, because you up here talking about submitting to Craig who work at fucking call centers. So, like, I don't understand. You know what I mean?
I don't know what these hoes be talking about. I know that.
I don't know. I'm waiting. We need to become relationship gurus in 2023.
Yeah, fuck it. We ball. Why not?
Mm-hmm. It's called Stand Up. So
Stand Up.
I'm also coming out with an essay called Commanding Your Comfort. And this is a law of how to navigate a long-term relationship. I'm going to tell you what happened. I don't know if you and your husband get into this argument or debate often, but we have a constant debate in our home about pillow composition.
Oh, composition. No, we get into it because he be asking me, why do we need this many pillows?
Yeah, so here's at first it turned into that. That was year 2 of us living together.
No, this is year
1700. We're at year 5 of living together.
Oh.
And now the question is position of pillows and the type of pillows and why you have these types of X amount of pillows and I don't. Therefore, whatever. So one night, as an earth sign, you make it a point to build your fortress of solitude, right? In the bed, you have.
Yes.
You make sure your snacks is in an optimal, reach of your arm length, and the remote is always in sight. And, if you're using Apple TV, your phone is right next to you just in case you lose the shit in the bed, or you can use your phone. Mm-hmm. All that. We make sure we set up our comfort.
Yeah.
Optimally. Here come this nigga. From doing whatever, just moving shit, and he was like, I can't get comfortable. Why are you always comfortable? And why do you have this, why that? I'm like, well, if you would have asked if you wanted this pillow, whatever, you should have asked. You should have commanded your comfort. And this is what I'm telling people. You have to command your comfort. You have to stand your ground and create a boundary in a relationship about what you want to do in the bedroom, not intimately, like sexually, but intimately, to command your comfort, because you need to command your inner solace and sanctity and happiness, right? Command your comfort. And he could be over there, be like, my pillow, that's none of my concern. You should have thought about that. Maybe you should go buy another pillow. Of your choosing, you know what I mean? Command your comfort. Everybody, you have to command your comfort in your relationship. It's not passive, because otherwise they'll take your pillow away from you.
No, they won't.
I'm just saying, like when we first started living it, I had to learn how to become side agnostic, because they like to switch sides. And then I had to command my comfort. I had to command my comfort, and I said no.
I'm side verse.
This is my side. Oh no! Listen, I don't believe in that shit. Versatile shit in the bed.
Oh no, I'm side verse. I know y'all like to pretend like it doesn't exist, but it does.
We have to restore the.
It exists. We exist. Side verse erasure.
The verse agenda strikes again.
You're damn right. I flip like a fish, nigga. and I won't be shamed.
Oh my god. Anyway, let's finish this couple.
They're done.
So,
We're done with them. She dropped him off
we
at the
are?
halfway house. It's a wrap.
Oh yeah, they did it in the car.
Yeah,
He wants to marry the hella boned and with Hot 6 magic oil. And yeah, that was them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take another break. And we'll be back after these messages.
Hit it, Cloud.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
And I was actually put in a normal prison setting. Imagine that. I felt like I was free in a normal prison setting. There, I went on to educate myself through the programs. Finally, when I got to
Woo.
Welcome back to this special episode of Jade and XT.
Who we ending with?
Let's end with Gabby and Chris.
Okay. Oh. Okay, so let's go to Wyatt Lato and Michael Montana.
Or as Chris Rogers says, Tammy Rivera. So
that is not Tammy Rivera.
She looks exactly like
she
Tammy
does
Rivera.
look like Tammy Rivera.
In this episode, she acted like Tammy
She looked
Rivera,
like
too.
Tammy Rivera more in this episode, but she's still Lato Wyatt.
Oh yeah, it's Kiki Wyatt.
Because she's
Tammy
giving
Rivera.
Kiki Wyatt a smile.
Okay, so remember last season, you know, he was locked up, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
He comes out. And with a keyboard, which I thought was interesting, you know, true to the music, you know, I get it. My note was, I'm always fascinated by men who get their hair done in prison.
Yeah. Yes. I said the braids is braiding. Who did them? I had to look for my note. Now she's picking him up in a fingertip to toe sateen outfit onesie.
Oh yeah, cat suit.
With gloves and boots, but it's all just one.
She came dressed as a drag queen.
Now remember that she met him through his mother, which was her coworker.
Which is very important to
Yes.
the end of this story.
Yes, very, very, very. So she met him through his mother / her coworker. Went to go visit him for the very first time. On the third visit, which was 9 days later, he proposed. They got married during lockup. We saw that. And right now, it's a very yours, mine, and ours situation because they got 7 kids combined.
Yeah, so he's a drug dealer turned robber.
Yeah.
He was there for 6 years for distribution of heroin and fentanyl. But he's rehabilitated of sorts, and he specifically said, you know, I'm not going to go back to selling nickel dimes, you know. So I'm sure he's still going to sell, you know, weight, but whatever.
Right, yeah.
The producers get messy and they ask, you know, about sex and how long do you think you're going to last? And
He was honest.
we learned, and we learned that he got project twins. We learned the family structure of him. He got 4 kids. He had a girl, and he cheated on her and had project twins. And if you don't know what project twins are, it's 2 different women pregnant
at the same
by
time.
the same man about the same time. You know, he gets along with the kids well.
Yeah.
You know, her kids, and you know, they have a lot of children, and nothing really happened really in the beginning. Although her son was kind of like, I'm not calling this nigga dad. So, you know, they nasty. They talking about eating buffalo wings and ranch out her booty. And all that good
He
stuff.
shaved his balls so she can get to the G spot and stuff early, and his butthole so she can get to the G spot earlier.
So, you know, all of that. Like, it was, you know, they boned at the hotel. It was good time.
He gave us a prison fleshlight tutorial.
Yes. Yes, he did.
2 balloons filled with water that you tie together very tightly, and then you bang, 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 bang.
So, fast forward, they get to a hotel, they bone, they do all the nasty shit or whatever, right? And it's time for family day. He hasn't seen all his family in a long time.
Did you notice there was a jar of Nutella next to the bed when they got to the hotel?
Oh, so... Yes. And you know I Googled everything that was on that thing, right? So one of the things was the 7-7... God, Chris Googled it. It was like feminine perfume.
Oh.
And I got a headache from even Googling that shit.
That don't sound like
they had
you're supposed
Nutella.
to
And
put
then they
down.
had Nutella. No, they had Nutella and a couple of sex poofs.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, yeah, I was into the nightstand. I was like, oh, I need to see.
I saw the Nutella.
Need to see, headache. So he gets a call from a friend out of nowhere. That it's urgent and they need to do business.
Mocha.
And Mocha. And she's like, nigga, this is family day. This can wait. And he's like, well, this is about to set us up for our future. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Your kids are waiting for you. Your children. Like, she was trying to, like, make him, like, understand, like, you can meet this nigga tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want to meet your new friend
But I
today.
also didn't realize his friend was just going to come over to the park, which...
That wasn't, but the thing is, he didn't make that clear either.
He didn't.
Mocha didn't make
He
that
didn't.
clear.
It made it
and
seem like they
Michael
were going
didn't
to do a
make that clear.
stop-off.
Right. So, you know, they have the welcome party right in the park. It's him and all his kids, his papa, which, are they Guyanese? Or like
I can't,
Indian?
I don't think... I can't... I think his mother is Caribbean. And I don't know
I think
from
they
where
both
specifically
are.
or South American. I think that they're
Yeah.
giving me Guyanese, they're giving me Suriname, they're giving me Panama. It could go
Maybe
anywhere.
Panamanian, because I'm getting... There's Afro and Latin, and I
Yeah.
just don't know if it's Latin or if it's Indian.
And some
because his
indigenous as well, if not Indian,
Yeah.
East Indian descent. Yeah,
East
no.
Indian, yeah. Because his father is very, like...
His daddy looked Guyanese as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, his daddy
Yeah.
looked hella Guyanese. He could be Trini. He could be Trini or Guyanese.
True. So, anywho, this nigga Mocha show up. And you would have thought he got out of jail.
Child.
His mama was like, oh, Mocha.
Mocha, is that Mocha? Oh my God, Mocha, no play.
Okay. And Justina's like, this.
And it's pity that y'all look like idiots.
Idiots. Yeah. So, here is where shit takes a turn. Everybody loves him, Mocha, whatever, and she's being stank.
I mean, she had at that
nah.
point. I was like, Justine, girl, get over it, girl.
Yeah. So then she goes and has a one-on-one with his mama. And it's inappropriate because, you know, they used to be friends, you know, and she was like, you pregnant yet? Because you was, you know, having a night last night. That's weird. You asking about the sexual proclivities of your son, sicko.
And Lato Wyatt was like,
yeah.
you really want to talk about this?
Yeah, that's weird, gross. So while she's doing that, he's trying to have a heart-to-heart, you know, you're always on the road. And with his father. And they cry and hug it out. Meanwhile, his mama says some wild shit.
Child!
She goes, you know, Melody, his daughter, wants, you know, she's like 16, 17, and You know, she wants a tattoo. She wants piercing. You know, typical rebellious teenage shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Justine was like, yeah, I'm going to go with her and get it.
Mm-hmm.
And his mother had a conniption. Not my family. You don't raise that. And
so the thing is, what really made it out of pocket was that his mother approached her on some, well, you're going to have to respect how the kids are raised. And she's like, what you mean? And she's like, oh, well, my granddaughter don't get no tattoos and piercings and wah. Your daughter, you let your daughter do that shit. That shit's wild to me, but not my granddaughter. And it was very like,
she's shaming.
You coming out the gate to shame me about how I raised my child. Like, you volunteered to come forward at me about the way that I raised my child. But you just wanted to talk about my pussy.
Mm-hmm. And all the while, that daughter that she's talking shit about is right there.
The whole time listening. Like, the young girl is there and she's trying to keep it cute. And she seems like a sweet young girl. She's like trying to smile through the awkwardness of it all. And it was really out of left field and really out of pocket for her to come at her with the way that she has decided to raise her children.
Right.
And I understood why she got mad the way that she did, because what you're not going to do is sit up here and dog my mothering skills and lightweight be shady to my child. To put your family on a pedestal, and then you came out of nowhere doing that shit.
Nowhere.
Because I didn't even come at you like, oh well, you know, your granddaughter came and said she wanted to get a tattoo, so I'm gonna take her. It wasn't even some that you came to me with this shit. Fuck out of here.
And was like, I'm gonna support her because her thing is like, I don't want my daughter. And I love this moment because she was like, Melody is my daughter. You know what I mean? The stepdaughter. Like, she's like, this is my daughter. And if we decide to go do it, bitch, I'm still going to do it. You know?
I'm going to talk to her father about it.
I'm going to talk to her father. And why would you think that, like, I don't know. That's so strange. I guess her mother and family is like, needs to understand the lessons of Reigns and because they take care of the children and stuff like that. I get that. But also...
But that ain't it.
That ain't it. And two, don't insult another child. Don't insult a child, period. And number three, your girl's gonna get it done if she wants to or not.
I would rather go with Noah than her go sit up in Macy Gray's basement and she tattoos her with a motherfucking wire hanger. I'd rather that.
Exactly.
Like, stop.
Exactly.
So, you know, so we've already seen his sister's antics during lockup. So now that it's gotten a little heated, you know, she's talking to her daughter about this, and his sister comes to approach her. We need to step to the side and have a conversation. So she want to come in her face about the way that she disrespected her mother. And Justine's not backing down. She's like, she came at me about my kid, and she came at me all the way wrong, and until that's rectified, my mood is going to stay right the motherfuck right here. And I don't care nothing about it. She's like, you talk to your mother how you talk to your mother. That ain't my mother. That is another grown woman who came at me crazy about my kid. It's fair game at that motherfucking point. And agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed. Period. And Michael Montana came to his wife's defense. Him and his homeboys got biblical.
They did.
The Bible said you got to put the wife come first. Your family, you chose your family. So
they did. They got biblical.
But he didn't handle it in a nasty way. I appreciated actually this entire trajectory of how he handled this. He came to Justine's defense. He called his mother out for how she was wrong, but he did not disrespect his mother.
No.
He tried to de-escalate the situation. And then when they got home, he spoke to Justine privately about how he wished she would have handled it, as opposed to making her feel isolated or attacked even further at the family thing. And I appreciated the way that sequence of events happened. Because that's one thing with me and Tristan, we like, I'm gonna have your back, but we gonna like have a conversation at some point if you're wrong, and that's on either account, right? But when we're in public, we're a united front. I'm not gonna sit up here and dog you out in front of a group of people. And so he didn't even dog her out. He came at her later on and was like, it was my welcome home day. It was my reunion with everybody, and I just wish maybe you wouldn't have let it get so rah-rah. I understand why you upset. I wish you wouldn't have let it get so rah-rah because of where we were at. But I get it. And she wasn't trying to hear it. And he said it. He was like, you ain't trying to hear me right now. Like, you mad, so we gonna talk about this later, I guess.
Roma, Roma, ma, ga, ga, ooh la la, what's your bad romance?
Child.
So I agreed, you know, of how he did very well with handling the situation. His mother is off her rocker and needs to get some business about herself.
She needs to remember I put them together. I can rip them apart just as easy. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff.
That's weird.
I don't like that kind of stuff. Like, I understand being protective of your family and, like, being ready to go if they need you. But for people who just be stepping all in and having opinions and, like, you need to, like, get the fuck out of here with that. That's not even necessary.
Exactly. Exactly. But that was them. Let's take a break. Final break, y'all.
Final one.
And we'll be back with more Love After Lockup. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
To have these classes where these individuals are trying to change their lives, be frank, so they won't come out and harm you or others. I did my job. The reason my classrooms are so full, because
And we're black. I saved them for the end because I hate them the most.
Oh, Young Thug and the Puerto Rican Princess?
I know we're not supposed to say this word, but she looks crazy.
Oh. She looks nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks
that don't look good. Her little BBL is not as bad as some other ones that I've seen. But her lip job and all like that, you look nuts. And your friend who did it, who does your work, looks crazy. Truth be told.
Right. So Gabby and Chris, right now, we've seen them before, actually maybe a year or two ago. Or no, last Love
year.
During Lockup.
We saw him Love During, but we saw him a Love Life.
No, it was Love During Lockup.
Oh, it was Love During as well.
He was still locked up.
Oh, that's
and
right.
He couldn't get out, right? So, if you don't remember, Gabby is the Puerto Rican princess, and she's with a nigga that's
Young Thug. Young Thug from the Lower East Side.
Yeah, which that's interesting, but I guess NYCHA places you where they can.
Yeah, I'm like, no, it's actually quite fitting, actually.
Because I'm gonna tell you, them projects on First Avenue, those or Second Avenue projects, those are nice.
I know exactly where they live.
Yeah, same.
My family is from the Lower East Side.
Yeah, I used to work over near Henry Street. I know.
Yes, you worked right over there.
Yeah. So,
did I ever tell you this? I'm sorry. Did I? Because
I don't like these people.
I know. I told you. Well, my family's from the Lower East Side, and so Claude actually one day we found the connection that Claude's mother and my aunt are like really close friends. Like they're still. They go to lunch and everything. So, and it's all because my aunt messaged me one day and was like, "How do you know Claude Kelly?" And I was like, "Oh, that's my homie. Like, that's like fam." And she was like, his mother is like one of my closest friends. I was like, really? I don't know my aunt's friends. I don't be over her house like that. So I was like, really? I didn't know that. And she was like, yeah. She was like, Claude, I've known Claude since he was a little boy. And I'm like, you know how it is with aunts and stuff like that. So I mentioned to him in passing. My aunt said she remembers you from when you was a little boy. But, a lot of times it'd be like, we don't remember them people.
Yeah.
Claude was like, who's your aunt? So I said my aunt's name. And he was like, stop. So he calls me. He's like, so do you know such and such? And I said, that's my great-grandfather. And Claude goes, that is the first respectable example I had of a black man in the neighborhood. He was like I know your cousins. I know your aunt. I know. Just didn't cross paths, but isn't that crazy how that happens?
Wow.
But I say all that to say Lower East Side connection.
Right. Okay. So this opens up with her going to get her asshole bleached and
her coochie
yam
tightened.
Yeah. Because she wanted it brand new for when he comes home.
Now, if this nigga been locked away for how long? You said you ain't had sex in 5 years. I don't understand why need to go get a coochie tightening.
Right.
But
All she needed to do was just sit in a hot bath.
girl, some Kegels. It does it on its own.
Yeah, exactly. Snatches it right up. Girl, I know. So
also, it does it on its own, whether you fucking every day or not.
Right. It is a clam. It is self-closing. So
in an oven.
Remember,
self-cleaning.
Yeah.
Wash your coochies, though, please.
Yes, with just regular soap and water. You don't need anything else.
Not even soap. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
We're not going to have this conversation right now. So.
Just saying, sometimes.
And do not use Summer's Eve. But anyway.
No. Oh my God.
So.
She'll turn your yam into like chicken cutlet.
Shut up.
I have a funny story about Summer's Eve, right? So.
But like, why does my pussy smell like jasmine? What?
Right. So, I used to. Ooh. Okay.
Yep, you had to rethink that, didn't you?
When I used to live in, I had an apartment. I had a bunch of gay roommates, like I always did. So, one of my roommates brought home the Summer's Eve because they were about to have, a good Saturday night. And so, my roommate was like, "Girl, what you doing with this?" And was like, I'm about to, prepare for my evening. And so my other roommate was like, how much you spend on this? And he was like, it was expensive. He went to like Rite Aid or whatever. He was like, okay. He was like, so what do you do? He was like, what do you mean, what do I do? You don't do this? He was, she was at the time was like, so what do you do? So he went through the thing and he was like, look at the back of the packaging. So if you look at the back of the packaging, it has vinegar in it.
Okay.
And so roommate to other roommate was like, when you cook chicken and you clean it and you use vinegar, what happens to the chicken? He was like, well, think about it, it kind of pulls away the fat and stuff. Exactly. You are going to burn your asshole off.
You could put a little vinegar in your bath water.
A little bit, but you're shooting that shit up your asshole and into like crevices and all that fragrance and stuff is not good. It's over drying.
I'm dreaming of summer, cool breezes, fresh air. When I want that feeling, Summer's Eve takes me there. It's clean, fresh feeling, keeps the good times on my mind. Summer's Eve brings back freshness anytime.
You're not supposed to be putting a bunch of fragrances now.
So,
aloe, vitamin E,
Yeah, we had a little tutorial session on how to, irrigate.
Properly.
But the point is, don't use that shit. Otherwise, you're pickling your vagina.
Or your asshole.
Or your asshole.
Pickled
asshole, everybody.
So yeah, she goes to get her coochie tightened and all of that. She's talking shit about his family because we learned seasons ago that they pretty much hate each other, and they hate her rightfully so because they're actually all awful. If I'm being honest, they're all terrible.
Too. His family is enablers.
Yeah, his sister was more tolerable, but then. Yeah, no, they're all. Everybody
they're
is
enablers. The mama with the phone.
The mother is a problem. She's a problem. So we find out, which we found out before, that he got a settlement from Rikers for. I mean, he wasn't at Rikers. Where was he at? He was at Rikers. Okay, he got a settlement from Rikers. That's right. They transferred him upstate. He got a settlement because the guards beat him. So he gave a bunch of money to his mom, his dad, and then he gave $60K to Puerto Rican Princess. So she has since gotten a bunch of plastic surgery and all kinds of things done, and
she looks like a cat now.
She's not shy about letting us know all of the things that she's gotten. So in the first episode, she picks his mom and his sister up. Her attitude is stank as fuck.
Well, that's because her pussy was hurting.
Her pussy was hurting, and she had an ice pack on her coochie the whole time, and had to tell his mother and his sister why she had an ice pack on her coochie.
It was worse than when people go around and telling the neighborhood that, oh, my nigga just got out of prison. She had to tell the world that, oh, I had my pussy tightened. Because when people tell you... So, like, I know people get this done. And, especially like a mommy makeover and shit like that. I'm not here to govern what people do with their bodies. What my question is you know that yo nigga is about to come out of prison and won't have any opportunity readily available to him as you would as someone who's may or may not have not been in prison before, I'm assuming. Why would you spend $30,000 on just cosmetic surgeries when you know he's going to need that money to live? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And buy bags and shoes and...
Now, when last
that BMW,
season that
she bought that
on,
BMW in a big ass ring.
Right. Now, I thought they got some fly ass apartment in like West New York or something, or in Edgewater. Mama opened that door. Because, I judge everybody by the door that they had in the hallway. I was like, that hallway don't look like it's luxury.
Her apartment wasn't bad, though.
It wasn't bad. I'm not saying her apartment was bad.
Looked like a standard
I'm interested in, where did this money go to? It couldn't have just... If it went all to her face, that's really sad.
Yeah, I think it went primarily to that car and her face and her her material belongings. So, her mom is talking about his reaction to her plastic surgery and how he's not gonna like none of the work she's gotten done, and we find out later he don't. And they all have to go to a hotel because they're picking him up in Pennsylvania. So they're you driving this BMW and doing all this shit, but you sleeping in a room with his mom and his sister. Make it make sense. I don't understand why people don't pay for the things that matter. So they all get up to leave to go get him, and they want to stop off to get some breakfast first in the hotel. And she's pissed because she's ready to get on the road. Now, they were being spiteful, if we're calling things, because I guess they had made an agreement.
They were gaslighting, too.
They were gaslighting her. They had made an agreement on a time to leave. And she was not wrong where she's like, you can grab something from the buffet and keep it pushing. Like, they sat down. They were like, we just want to eat. Like, we don't. But her attitude is also so bad that it's hard to, you can't defend her.
Yeah.
Because they talked about how Wyatt Lotto talked to old girl in the last episode when she deserved it. No, this girl be talking to people crazy. I'd have to knock her motherfucking head off, but then we meet her mother, and it kind of makes sense.
with her witness protection wig.
I said, is her mother a cop or a CVS manager? I'm very confused. So they all fight. She's kicking them out, trying to kick them out the car. The sister's about to knock her head off. She asked the police to get them out the car, and then he calls. and makes peace of it all, and they go on about their business.
Right. And we didn't even do nothing. We just want her to come on, get in the car. Like, no, this is partially your fault.
Yeah, it is.
And, they try to be like, no, we wasn't doing nothing. Like, y'all are up here lying. Like, just to make themselves look good. But, niggas do that. So, anyway, they get to where they need to be. I was like, to be a fly on the wall on that car ride. I know it was silent as hell.
You know it was.
But anyway, his ugly ass gets out. And I say ugly ass because he has an ugly ass spirit. Because all he is just trying to bone.
Oh, that nigga is not... First of all, how did they all get this number so fast? You was up here calling everybody that you could motherfucking think of. And hitting everybody on Instagram and Facebook and every bit of means that you can to communicate. As soon as you got out, you hit up every woman that you know. This nigga also says female repeatedly, which
So does she.
So yeah, well, I know a gaggle
It's
of
a New York thing.
I'm like I have a gaggle of. We've got to do better as a people. Like you can't.
Yeah.
It's not females. But they get to the Greyhound to pick him up. They try to fuck in the Greyhound bathroom. Security breaks that up.
Which is disgusting. Let me tell you something.
The Greyhound bathroom?
Greyhound.
Isn't your pussy still, like, wounded?
Yeah.
Can't anything
it's
just jump
to,
up?
like, just jump up. Right. Jump up in there.
In the Greyhound station.
Jump up in there and stay there.
Girl, can you imagine just pulling your junk out in the middle of Port Authority? It will fall off.
I can't imagine. I can imagine men doing that because men with men fuck watermelon. So that's not like
balloons.
Yeah, I just can't imagine, like, I need to be with my nigga so bad that I need to just pull my panties over and just fucking agree.
I'm about to
I don't
send
know.
something to you. Hold on. This is what her pussy was going to do after fucking in the Greyhound station.
Oh my gosh. Well.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh my God, Jade. I can't even put this anywhere.
Yes, you can. You can embed.
I can't put this in on the internet.
You can't put it in the video. Why?
Because it'll get taken down. It is somebody's labia lip syncing to fucking Busta Rhymes. Look at me now.
Okay, I'm gonna show you all here. Hold on. I can't.
No, you can't. I have to take it down. I'll have to put in a link somewhere. I'll upload it and leave it as a link. But oh my God.
Oh my God.
So anyway, he's out and he's been in prison for 6 years and he spent 270-day stint in solitary confinement.
Mm-hmm.
And what was odd behavior is that they leave after getting caught trying to fuck at the Greyhound station, walk right in front of his mom and sister, and to the corner where 7-Eleven is, and then they get married.
Yep. She set up an officiant to come and marry them on the street outside the 7-Eleven, between the 7-Eleven and the Greyhound station, just so that she could spitefully tell his mother and sister that he won't be paroling to their house. He'll be paroling to Jersey.
Yeah, and he can't live with her unless they're married. So they got married, and he was kind of like, okay, whatever.
He pulled the puffball out to his mom and his sister and goes, surprise, we got married.
And his sister, Thames, was like, oh, okay. She looked like this. So,
they're underwhelmed.
Forward,
yeah.
They're underwhelmed. And You could tell that his mama and sister are texting each other down in the
You
backseat.
know they are. Both of them are sitting back. And every time his sister be rolling up, it cracks me up. I'm not even going to hold you. I'm like, yes, that's right. Wait and roll up.
She's like a walking LaKaylee song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like
next to single, rolling up next to my mama. So
yeah.
So they he's not here for the surgeries or the vajacial. She tells him about the vajacial. And now he's questioning her motives for doing that, which as the episode continues on, and really before, he has zero right to question anything about anything she's doing.
But she got secrets.
Oh yeah, and they both moving sus.
Yeah. She got secrets, and she keeps telling us that there's more to the story, and we don't know. Hold that thought. They bone after they drop his mama and sister off somewhere in the Lower East Side. After 12 minutes, she comes back.
Yep, and her pussy hurts.
And she's like, Ellie, you know, my pussy hurts. And I'm like, well, that's what happens when you make it virginal again. You know, it takes a while.
And then you fuck. I hope 12 minutes was worth it. Right. And 12 minutes is actually a decent amount of time. Well, I know we have to consider the time that they had went to the location, came back, and all of that. But he just got out, so
yeah,
12 minutes is pretty decent.
And you did all that for 12 minutes of fun.
Yeah,
that's what you get.
We learn about white lightning hooch.
Oh, sugar and tomato paste.
Yes, ferment that down for quite some time. And it makes a tequila reminiscent spirit that can apparently fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah. So she goes to see her mama. And she, like I said, she got her witness protection wig on. And she tells her mama that she got married. And she's like, ugh, this is dumb. She was like, are you stupid? She was like, it's going to end. And flashed to the first season that she was on. And they brought up the fact that he was creeping with other bitches from the jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, she gives her mama some weird envelope, and we don't know what it is. And I'm sure we won't find out till the end of the season because they're like that.
I hate it.
But, you know, fast forward, he's about to get out of the halfway house in the Bronx. And she hits him with the old adage, are you talking to bitches, yes or no? You know? And, of course, he skirts all over this. What do you mean? Like, they're my friends, they're my females, and they're talking, and blah, 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 they're my friends. And blah, 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 blah.
Now, mind you, she pulls the phone bill to look at every number that he's been talking to.
And it's not like quick messages. It's 35 minutes, an hour, 40 minutes, 26 minutes. There's substantial amount of time to these people. And, you know, he's just kind of like, they're my friends. And she's like, yeah, okay. So, the day of the release of the halfway house, his brother and mother are there to pick him up, which in reality, they're just standing in front of the building and going to take him on the train.
Yeah.
But, Gabby's supposed to pick him up. And she was like, no, I'm good. Why? Because you keep texting and calling other bitches, and I don't feel like I deserve to go down there, or you deserve me to pick you up.
She said, you a grown man. You got grown man minutes to make these phone calls. You can take your grown ass on the train.
Right. So his mama got him a burner phone, another iPhone, and instructs him to only use that phone because she don't want her in their business. But when I tell you the funniest part of this whole exchange was the fact that they legit got on the D train.
They did.
Like they are filming from
They're
the D.
on the D.
Like I have been on that train.
On the D.
On the D. And he feels that he needs to do right by her. And his mama and brother are like, fuck that bitch. So
I'll introduce you to some people.
yeah. And so he gets all the way to Jersey, to the New Jersey transit stop. And she's like, I'm still not coming to get you. Because I guess it's walking distance from the train.
Mm-hmm.
So he must have really fucked up really bad. Or, well, no, she did. Because why are you hitting up other bitches? You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be you and me. But that's where we are now. In the grand scheme of things in this fucked up universe.
Woo! I have a lot more hope for this season than that Love During. I realize the Love Durings are only setups, though.
Right. And keep in mind, in 3 more weeks, we have Love After Lockup.
Life After.
Life After Lockup coming back. So, and Justine and them on that. And I think Michael gets indicted. Yikes. So, yeah. I gotta pull and find all the tea from the Discord because they keep me abreast.
Oh, yes. We've got to discuss this on the Patreon. Woo!
Yes.
But that was a long-ass motherfucking episode. Welcome back, niggas. Every episode will not be 3 and 4 hours, but we had to get caught up.
Unless if y'all pay us, and then we'll make it so. But until then... Listen, if Joe Rogan and them can have 4-hour podcasts and get $100 million, I'll do a 4-hour, 5-hour podcast for $100 million a year.
A week.
Thank you all for listening, everybody. We'll see you all next time, and hit us up on Patreon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Yes, we're moving